And there it is right there. There it is right there. If you've ever had a wandering mind that who was that? That's a lady called Dora Ifudu. I think she was out in the what was it in the 80s thereabouts, early 90s thereabouts. Dora Ifudu, her name is. That song you just heard. The greatest Nigerian female artist still till now. She came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and still till this day. Who said that? Was it that boxer? What's it called? The one with the one punch. Still till this day, she remains the greatest female artist to emerge out of the Nigerian music industry. Dora Ifudu, her name is Ifudu, Ifudu. Dora, Theodora Ifudu, to give her the fullness of her name. Let me just give you a little 1 minute blast again. You see then why I'm so enamored, enchanted. Listen to this, just 1 minute. All right, so that's enough of all that. I could not understand a single word that she's singing, of course, because it's all being sung in the incomprehensible language of the Igbotics. But then, irrespective of the language, the tone and texture and just the raw talent of it all. So, Theodora Ifudu. All that, Theodora Ifudu, good day to you. Good to be in your company and all that. Good day to you. Just an afternoon session. It's been a while since we came out round about this time of the day. We're coming out round about this time of the day now in reaction to Kenneth Okonkwo's outing regarding going on within the Nigerian political dynamics. So we'll be reacting. I sound out of breath somewhat. I'm not quite sure why I'm out of breath. I'm not quite sure why I'm out of breath, but hopefully. Maybe I need water. Maybe that's what I need. But we're coming out in reaction to Kenneth Okonkwo's outing in reaction to Peter Obi's political maneuverings. So that's what we'll be reacting to. So without too much ado, the protocol, of course, please click on like if you could, please. It's very, very important that you do that. Click on like. Click on subscribe as well. We did 50 new subscribers. We've been saying that for long enough. So if you are not already subscribed, then please subscribe now. Like and subscribe. And super chat was the stream, share the links, all that. But let's just get started. So Kenneth Okonkwo had 2 outings to discuss his take on the goings on within the Nigerian political dynamic. So we'll be reacting to those 2 outings, and we'll be kicking off the reactions with this one. So I'm going to start playing this one now. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear, if you can hear clearly the, if you can hear it clearly. So let me know in the comment section if you can hear it clearly, so that we know where all systems go.
The Nigerian Democratic Congress is quietly emerging as the biggest beneficiary of the fresh wave of defections from the African Democratic Congress. This comes as prominent members of ADC continue to abandon the party ahead of the 2027 general election. The development followed the recent exit of former presidential candidates Peter Obi and Okonkwo'S, who both defected on Sunday. Analysts attribute the defections to the race to beat the Independent National Electoral Commission's deadline for party primaries, which is scheduled between April the 3rd and May 30th, 2026. While ADC chieftain Kenneth Okonkwo joins us now to have a conversation. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you very much for bringing me, and thank you, viewers, for joining in.
Well, let's begin with the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, mocking the ADC when about 17 lawmakers defected. According to him, the ADC is dead. How would you react to this?
Oh, well, I would react to it very simply. The only dead institution in Nigeria is the National Assembly that is supervised by the dead Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I wonder how a man that does not have the breath and the balls to confront and check and balance the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that approves everything that is brought to his table.
You know, I would like to address that because you've heard it said ad infinitum that and they said it under the Buhari administration as well, when we had Ahmad Lawal as Lawan as the Senate president. They will say, oh, it doesn't have the balls and the bravity of mind to take on the government. So it is not the job, it is not the expectation of the Senate to be adversarial and confrontational with the sitting government. That's not what they're there for. The job of the Senate is to facilitate the smooth running of government. So as much as they can agree with government, they should agree with government. But if it gets to the point that they feel that what the government is proposing is not in the best interest of the country or the people, then they oppose that. But it is not they are not there to oppose any bill being put forward, any proposal being put forward, being adversarial and confrontational just for the purposes of being contrarian and opposing. No, that's not what they're there for. They're there, the best parliament, not in Nigeria, but globally, the best parliament works in lockstep with the sitting government. If you're not in lockstep with the sitting government, then you're working to the disadvantage of the population, because you just hold up so many things, so many developmental moves just to be obstinate and contrarian, just to play to the gallery. So the Senate is not there to play to the gallery. The Senate is not there to be adversarial towards the sitting government. The Senate is not there to be confrontational towards the government. The Senate is exactly there to be cooperational towards the government and enable the government function in the best possible way that it can. So all this rubber stamp nonsense is just the illiteracy of lack of understanding.
Lawmakers defected. According to him, the ADC is dead. How would you react to this?
Oh, well, I would react to it very simply. The only dead institution in Nigeria is the National Assembly that is supervised by the dead Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I wonder how a man that does not have the breath and the balls to confront and check and balance the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that approves everything that is brought to his table, even if it is borrowing Nigeria into slavery. You can imagine a man who is oversighting the president, who has 3 budgets running at the same time, doing all things illegal and unconstitutional, and he does not have the life in him to talk about the governance of Nigeria. And what he knows how to talk is to talk about ADC. Let me tell you, sitting in front of him are 8 members of ADC, 8 senators. They are still the number 2 in the National Assembly. How can such a progressive...
It's just a nonsense, isn't it? How can the ADC possibly be the number 2 with the plethora of parliamentarians that the PDP have? The ADC, the APC is the foremost leading membership in the parliament, followed by in a distance by the PDP, and then all these ADCs and Labour parties, they are just also runs. They're like, you know, the poor quarter sort of. What he said is factually not true. That guy from, what is it? Where is it from? Anambra? Because the people that lie a lot, they usually come from Anambra.
Prosperous party be regarded in any ramification as dead. The only thing that is dead there is the National Assembly under Senator Akpabio. So we are alive, we are well, we are kicking, and we are going to form the next government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because we will win the 2027 election. The coalition is well, and it is moving smoothly, and we will overcome.
And you were once a very fierce defender of Peter Obi. Now that he's exited the ADC ecosystem for another coalition, exactly do you feel?
And by the way, this question stands Kenneth Okonkwo accused equally of what he's accusing Peter Obi of. Not that long ago, barely a blink of an eye twice, Kenneth Okonkwo was one of the leading advocates of the Peter Obi something, because of course it was in that ethnic funk then. It was in the tribalness of the politics before it got into the dollars of article. So as Peter Obi hops around, Kenneth Okonkwo equally hops around in terms of his political allegiances.
Do you feel his departure was a betrayal of the Third Force movement, or do you see it as a pragmatic move that you secretly admire?
Oh, well, you recall that when I said I wasn't going to speak for him again, I said I will not speak for a man that I don't understand his position on important national issues. I say I will not speak for a man who, even if he wins and Nigerians give him his vote, he does not have what it takes. He does not have the capacity to even secure his own victory. So the issue of saying whether the coalition will be affected, the coalition will not be affected in any way. Peter Obi, within 6 months, changed parties 3 times. You could recall, since he defected to...
Sorry, I'm just going to have to pause it there. Apologies. I don't want to pause it for too long because I've got another. He appeared on this Arise TV, but he did a longer interview on Symphony, something or the other, and I want us to get to that as well. And I only have a 2-hour window unless other people come in. But I just have to pause it there for us to reflect on what Kenneth Okonkwo just said there. So what are the brandings that or the obedience are trying to invite us to see Peter Obi under? How are they trying to brand Peter Obi? They use words like integrity, character, and competence. I think those are their those are their 3 go-to mantras that they chant in trying to rebrand Peter Obi: integrity, character, and competence. So now you all sufficiently have enough education and understanding to know what those terms mean: integrity, character, and competence. So they're telling you now, somebody that has moved political parties 3 times within 6 months. So how does that square with somebody that has character or integrity? Just reflect on that, your understanding of character and integrity, and somebody tells you then that The moment it gets difficult, he likes to run away because he doesn't want to take on the fight. He said it in his own words. I'm not re-engineering his words to suit any agenda. This was verbatim what he said. He said that Labour Party had turned into a burning building, so he had to quickly escape. And then they escaped to the ADC. The ADC is not a burning building, but the politics is outmaneuvering him. And then he runs away. So he didn't stand to fight in the Labour Party, has not stood to fight in the ADC, run now to the NDC, and they are branding this guy as integrity and character. How does those two mind spaces, how do they converge? It's just unbelievable stuff, what we witness in Nigeria.
Important national issues. I say I will not speak for a man who, even if he wins and Nigerians give him his vote, he does not have what it takes. He does not have the capacity to even secure his own victory. So the issue of saying whether the coalition will be affected, the coalition will not be affected in any way. Peter Obi, within 6 months, changed parties 3 times. You could recall, since he defected to NDC, I've not taken it as anything serious or anything relevant to bother myself. Because by December 30th, he was a member of Labour Party. By December 31st, he was a member of ADC. By May 3rd, he is a member of NDC. I am sure, if not for the restriction in the Electoral Act, before the close of the registration or the, I'm sure he will be a member of another party. That is his nature. But let me say it. Changing parties is not what questions your capacity, your competence, or your character. It is the reason that you adduced for changing the party. Peter Obi said, I don't have a problem with David Mark, meaning he didn't
all right, so that statement right there by Kenneth Okonkwo is very much self-serving. He's saying changing party is not what defines your character, but the reasons you give. So the reason why he's saying that is because he stands equally accused of gravitating. This guy, this character right there, this Ofege Peperempe something from Anambra State. He was previously a PDP guy. He romanced with the prospect of APC. He moved to the Labour Party, from the Labour Party to the ADC. So as he stands Peter Obi accused, he stands equally accused. But in order to exonerate and extricate himself from the accusation that is leveling against Peter Obi, he puts in a proviso that is the reasons for the hopping around parties that is the defining factor. So that is what they call abracadabra. That's what they call Sakama J. Babi Magbabe. Now you see it, now you don't.
Parties 3 times. You could recall, since he defected to NDC, I've not taken it as anything serious or anything relevant to bother myself. Because by December 30th, he was a member of Labour Party. By December 31st, he was a member of ADC. By May 3rd, he is a member of NDC. I am sure, if not for the restriction in the Electoral Act, before the close of the registration or the membership time, I'm sure he will be a member of another party. That is his nature. But let me say it. Changing parties is not what questions your capacity, your competence, or your character. It is the reason that you adduced for changing the party. Peter Obi said, I don't have a problem with David Mark, meaning he didn't have a problem with the ADC. He said, I don't have a problem with Atiku Abubakar, meaning he does not have any problem with the aspirants. Then what is the reason he gave? He said, I don't like challenges. I don't like trouble. ADC is going through challenges, legal and otherwise. And I like to run away to where there is peace, to where there is no trouble. And I now ask, how can this same man ask Nigerians to entrust Nigeria in his care when Nigeria is the most challenged? Nigeria is the 4th most terrorized nation on earth. Nigeria has borrowed itself to bankruptcy. Nigeria, as I'm talking to you, the bandits tie people on the tree and put fire under them to burn them in Kwara, in Kogi, in Niger. So how can a man who says he's running away from challenges be able to face the challenges we are facing in Nigeria today? I am sorry. The Peter Obi's temperament and his capacity is incompatible with the requirement of Nigeria of today. So the ADC cannot possibly be missing anything. Recall that before he came to ADC in December 31st, his political career was already dead. He was losing his polling unit in his own.
And by the way, I am loath, it burns to the core of my being to agree with anything that Kenneth Okonkwo said. But it's exactly right. Peter Obi had already started to lose his political luster before he joined the ADC. You could see him hemorrhaging membership because he had nothing new to offer. He was completely just exactly regurgitating everything that he said to prosecute the 2023 election. So there was no new idea. He was doubling down on ethnic religious jingoism and dog whistling to his people to hate Yoruba people. And that was all he had to offer until he pivoted to ADC, which then gave him a new sheen for people to pay attention to him again. So Kenneth Okonkwo is exactly right. Peter Obi was a busted flush until he joined the ADC.
The ADC cannot possibly be missing anything. Recall that before he came to ADC in December 31st, his political career was already dead. He was losing his polling unit in his own state by the gubernatorial candidate that he chose by himself. Recall that even when one member of the House of Assembly of Labour Party died, they fielded his widow to know whether they can get the sympathy of the people. But because of the rejection of Anambra people to Peter Obi's leadership star, they still voted against the innocent widow. So recall that before he entered ADC, his political career was already dead. So dead that he could not even enter ADC from his own state, Anambra State. He entered ADC from Enugu State, my own state, where he believed that the toxin will not overwhelm him. So ADC actually gave him a lifeline. Peter Obi needed ADC. ADC did not need him because we were already moving on without him. So when he came into ADC with his normal toxic followers, with their own penchants of not wanting democracy at the primary level.
I really hate the way people mispronounce that word. I'm not being pedantic or silly or anything, but I really hate the way people mispronounce. Oh, hold on, I've got a phone call coming in. All right, sorry about that. Let's just carry on with listening. I've lost traction of where I was and what I was saying.
Or at the secondary level. Obviously, I knew he was going to go. Let me reveal one secret to you. The first day I was consulted in this coalition, and that was before the unveiling, they asked me, so how is the possibility of ADC performing in the Southeast? I told them plainly and straight away, don't build anything on Peter Obi because he's not going to contest under ADC because he will eventually.
So now saying that is not a grand revelation, it's not anything intuitive or incisive. Everybody knew that Peter Obi is a fair weather sort of a politician and is a rolling stone that gathers no moss. It just rattles around wherever looking for an easy picking. So the fact that we already knew that the ticket was going to Atiku Abubakar long before Peter Obi joined the ADC. And if Peter Obi continues to insist that it's going to be on the ballot, then he would necessarily have to find that ambition on a different platform. So it's not any incisive intuition or any blue sky thinking to say that Peter Obi would leave the ADC. The moment he joined that party, he just used it as a stopgap on his way out of the Labour Party. So there's no grand thinking, there's no applause to be given to Kenneth Okonkwo for forming that conclusion.
Leave. Why was I so sure? Because he's a man that has morbid fear for primary election. He has never been in one, and he will not be in one until he finishes his political career. He became a governor. He entered into primary election. He failed and lost to Ralph Mosu.
So now, what Kenneth Okonkwo is describing to us there, and we all know the data that backs up what he's saying. What Kenneth Okonkwo is describing to us there is a cowardly politician, and that should be an oxymoron. That should be two words that should not exist in the same sentence. You can't be cowardly and be a politician, because that is the pathway to failure. You know, you say Peter Obi was a two-term governor. He was gifted that post by Ojukwu, as we all know. We can do a whole piece on that. So Peter Obi is not a... If you don't have the bravity, if you are not able to back yourself against your peers and your contemporaries in a primary election, then you lack the bravity to call yourself a politician. Always looking for easy pickings, always looking for easy landings, always looking for a free meal. So who described him as Mama Put politician? Somebody earlier on, maybe yesterday, called him a Mama Put politician. Yeah, I'm done. You know, Suru Lere rather than Olorun Logo.
So sure, because he's a man that has morbid fear for primary election. He has never been in one, and he will not be in one until he finishes his political career. He became a governor. He entered into primary election. He failed and lost to Ralph Mosu in Apuga. And then he still managed to find the leaders to cancel that primary, and they still gave him the ticket. That was how he became governor. And so when he gave the reason of challenges, of course, he lied, because his main reason is that he does not want to face the primary election. And let me tell you another thing, because ADC was fully prepared to convince the whole world that Peter Obi is not interested in democracy. When he came into ADC, he gave a condition that he should be allowed to produce the National Organization Secretary, National Organizing Secretary, NOS. And the reason he gave is that so that he will be the one to conduct the primary. And ADC said, fine, take. When we were doing the e-registration, Peter Obi again and his followers asked to be in charge of the e-registration. And that was why they put my sister, Aisha Yusuf, to be in charge and Obi aid, so that all the members of ADC in the primary
So now a lot of what he goes on to say, I think we covered that in yesterday's session, but like I said, Kenneth Okonkwo came out twice in order to speak on the Obi matter. He was out on Arise TV or whatever was that there on Arise TV, as we're just saying now, but he was also out on a platform called Symphony, where he had a more extended say on the Peter Obi storyline. So we go on from that Arise TV interaction to this one now. So let's pick it up from just as soon as this thing, what's going on now? Yeah, so let's pick it up from here. Tell me in the comment section if you can hear it okay.
Inevitability of going into primary. He left. He gave a reason that it was monetized, it was dollarized. So that's why in 2027, the ADC wanted to give him everything to avoid him making any excuse. I came into ADC. The first strategic meeting I met, before even the
Do you know what really pleases me about this? Hold on. Do you know what really pleases me about this Kenneth Okonkwo media outings? Because it's been out on several platforms now. What really pleases me about this Kenneth Okonkwo media outing is that it's saying almost verbatim everything that we say on platforms, or on especially this platform. So everything Kenneth Okonkwo is saying here is everything Kenneth Okonkwo is saying here is exactly what we have been saying on this platform severally over months and years. But because we're not of the same ethnic stock as Peter Obi, they accuse us of being tribalistic, etc., etc. But this is his own clansman. Not only is Kenneth Okonkwo Peter Obi's own clansman, an Igbo man like him, Kenneth Okonkwo was once upon a time, even in recent times, one of the most fervent advocates of Peter Obi, one of his biggest champion voices. So you can neither accuse Kenneth Okonkwo of being tribalistic against Peter Obi because he's equally an Igbo man, and you cannot say he's anti-Obi because he was one of his most fervent advocates. But what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying in all these media rounds that's going round over the last 2 days thereabout is exactly what we have been pointing out to you for months and years.
I told them, don't build anything on Peter Obi because he's not going to contest under ADC. He will still leave.
You told them this?
Outright. In the first meeting that I went.
Even before the unveiling of the party?
Even before the unveiling of the party. I told you we were, in a coalition. Yes. We were, negotiating. So it's an honor and a privilege that they called me to negotiate with me on my person. Let me tell you another thing.
And by the way, can we see the subscribers numbers going up and the likes? If you are not already subscribed, look at your device, subscribe please. And can we see the comment section lighting up in multicolors of super chats? So like and subscribe, and let's see multicolors of super chats. Ask me a question with a $50 super chat, and I'll answer you that question. Back to Kenneth.
Told them, I said, I am not going to come into the coalition through the Southeast led by Obi, because it will be a waste of my time, because I know he will eventually leave and nobody will portray me as a man that is unstable as water, because then I will not live with him. So why try it in the first place? They were looking at me. So they were like, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure of what I'm saying. Because I stopped being a spokesperson to him because I was sure that he was not stable. And we went on. That is why they were consulting him on his own. They were consulting me on my own. We were moving together. And they were weighing his words. And they were weighing my words.
Welcome to Niger Unfiltered on Symphony TV. My name is Olawale Oluwade. And my guest today is Dr. Kenneth Okonkwo, veteran actor, lawyer, politician, and currently ex-official member.
When did Kenneth Okonkwo become a doctor? Nigerians and all these appellations, they just like the appendaging of titles to their names. Alhaji Doctor, Barrister, Sikiru Ayinde Barrister, and all that nonsense. When did Kenneth, doctor in what? Where did he do his PhD? Where was he even conferred an honorary doctorate?
African Democratic Congress, NWC. You're welcome to the show once again, Dr. Okonkwo.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this meeting once again, and thank you, viewers from wherever you are watching.
Okay, let's get right into our conversation without wasting our time. Your former principal, Mr. Peter Obi, and former governor of Kano State, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, just exited your party, ADC, over the weekend, on Sunday to be precise. So how did this news, how did you receive the news? And what's your take on their decision to exit the party?
I don't know why people make mountain out of a molehill. For me, I did not think it was relevant enough to bother me. If you discovered that I've not said anything about it. I've not made any comment in any of my social media network, because what is there to bother yourself about? When you have a politician that will always move and is still moving, within 6 months, Peter Obi has been a member of 3 political parties. By December 30th, he was in Labour Party. By December
Apologies. The stream is going to be a bit glitchy because I've got so many tabs opened up on my system. So hopefully,
December 30th was a DC member. By May 3rd, he is in NDC. Were it not for the Electoral Act that forbids people from moving at a certain point, I cannot guarantee he wouldn't have moved to another party before the end of this electoral cycle. So that is him. However,
sorry for the glitching.
They are moving from one party to.
So sorry for the glitching. It's going to settle down in a moment. Actually, let me close a couple of tabs. Let's see if that because I flip between tabs in order to interact with with what's being said. So necessarily I have to have a few tabs open, but then that slows up the system somewhat. So let me close a few of them. Let's see if we see some significant improvements.
The other is not what questions or interrogates a politician's
all right. If the glitching,
the politician's character.
Sorry, if the glitching continues too aggressively, we may need to abandon the session. But I'm sending the link into the comment section anyway. If anybody wants to come in, I think we would all have watched this output by Kenneth Okonkwo anyway. So the link is in the comment section. If anybody wants to come in and share their thoughts, of course, exactly, you're welcome.
Capacity or competence, because in Nigeria, we can see that the political atmosphere is fluid and things change rapidly. And so I would not characterize any politician that moved from one party to the other as lacking in character or competence. But what I am interested in more is the reason for your movement. What is your reason for moving? That is what will characterize whether you did it out of competence or character or convenience. Now, what did Peter Obi give as a reason for his movement? He said, I do not have any problem with David Mark. That means he didn't have any problem with the party. He said, I don't have any problem with Atiku Abubakar, meaning he does not have any problem with any of the aspirants. But look at the reason he gave. He said, I am running away from the challenges of ADC. I don't like trouble.
Sorry. Kenneth Okonkwo's background is actually perfect for the role that is carrying out now. He's a lawyer and an actor by training. So, and he has the power of oration. Is a very eloquent speaker. So, just all of those combinations just presents him as the perfect foil for the role that he fulfills. Legal training, acting background, and a good orator. So if Kenneth Okonkwo comes after you, consider yourself slaughtered.
I don't like challenges. And so let me go to where there is peace. And that is what struck me. Can you imagine a politician who is asking you for your support to be president of the most challenged country on earth? Nigeria today is the most challenged country, both physically and mentally, on earth. The fourth most terrorized nation on earth. The nation that has the most rapidly going down economy, borrowing more than it can repair, meaning a nation that is going into bankruptcy economically, a nation that people are being killed every day. The terrorists at times tie people on the stake, put fire under them and burn them. A nation where the youths and women are unemployed, and most of them are unemployable. So you have this kind of myriad of problems, challenges. And a man opened his mouth, a politician, and confessed he's running away from challenges. So if you're running away from challenges, what is your business asking Nigerians to trust you with a country that is most challenged? That statement has already buried his political career.
Like I said, I detest having to agree with Kenneth Okonkwo, but set aside your prejudices and listen to what the guy is saying objectively. Peter Obi told us that he left the Labour Party because the challenges were overwhelming. It tells us that he left the ADC because the challenges are overwhelming. And he wants to govern Nigeria, that is one of the most challenging countries, and the presidency being probably, even counting America, I cannot think of a presidential seat that is more challenging than the Nigerian presidency. They are managing a myriad of 200 and excess tribal people, countless religions, all sorts of biases, power tussle, ethnic tussle, land grabbing, kind of all of these complexities. And you are saying to us that you cannot handle challenges, even at a party level, but you can take on the challenge of being Nigerian president. How does that even make sense? How does that make it? Can't. I mean, it's sometimes your brain gets scrambled when you think about the Nigerian, or when you listen to somebody right from Abga. He couldn't face challenges in Abga. He couldn't face a primary in Abga. He couldn't face a primary in PDP. We all know why he ran away from PDP to Labour Party. He couldn't face the challenges in Labour Party. He ran away. He couldn't face the challenges in ADC. He ran away. But he wants to take on probably the greatest challenge globally possible, which is the Nigerian presidency. How does the action match the intentions? It's unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable.
Because you cannot be asking to be challenged when you're running away from challenges. This spoke to his incapacity, to his incompetence and lack of character. And that is what is most important. Hold on. It is worse enough that he said that he's running away from challenges, but it is more terrible that he lied about it. He gave the reason is because of the challenges in ADC, but that is a lie. Why is it a lie? First and foremost, the challenge which mostly are legal that he referred to, we are the challenges he met when he came into ADC. For instance, the Nafiu Bala legal challenge was instituted against ADC on the 2nd of September. Peter Obi came in December 31st. So the challenge was there. He knew it before coming in. So it couldn't have been because of the legal challenge.
Paying attention to what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying, because it dismantles all of the excuses that Peter Obi gave for leaving the ADC. He said there were legal challenges, but as Kenneth Okonkwo is rightly telling you there, that the legal challenges in the ADC now was already a month in situation before Peter Obi joined that party. So the legal challenges, the challenge for who superintends that party was in the courts approximately 1 month before Peter Obi, and it was publicly known because it was being publicly debated. So Peter Obi cannot claim a lack of awareness that those challenges were there. So how can those challenges that were there before he came in be the reasons now for the reason why he left? How is that consistent with anything that makes sense? Something was already there. You decided to come join it because knowing it was already there. But now you are saying because it is there, you've decided to leave. I mean, it makes no sense.
It is worse enough that he said that he's running away from challenges, but it is more terrible that he lied about it. He gave the reason is because of the challenges in ADC, but that is a lie. Why is it a lie? First and foremost, the challenges which mostly are legal that he referred to were the challenges he met when he came into ADC. For instance, the Nafiu Bala legal challenge was instituted against ADC on the 2nd of September. Peter Obi came in December 31st. So the challenge was there. He knew it before coming in. So it couldn't have been because of the legal challenges that he left ADC. By May 3rd, when he left, it was exactly the same position ADC was when he came in. That is exactly the same position ADC was when he left. So he lied when he said it was because of the legal challenges. Because volunteer non-fit injuria, what you know existed and you entered into it knowingly, you cannot claim that that is the reason. So the issue about legal challenges, he lied about it because that was not the issue. But we'll come to that later. Now, why do you think that Peter Obi did not give the excuse that he left because the primary that will be organized will be dollarized? Why do you think that he didn't give the excuse that it will be monetized? You know why? Before Peter Obi came in to ADC, he gave it as a condition that he will be the one that will nominate the NOS, the National Organizing Secretary. That is the position that organizes every Congress and every primary. And he was very clear about it because he wanted to be the one to organize the Congresses and the primary. And the party has ceded it to him without asking questions on the competence and the corruption index of the person he's bringing. They have ceded it to him. When the time came for registration, E-line, it was still his own aide, my own sister, Aisha Yusuf, that was placed to be in charge of the E-line registration, because that will determine the numbers of people that will vote if we go into direct primary. So, and the reason also is that so that he will be the one in charge of determining who will vote and the procedure and the committees that will organize the primary. So Peter Obi knows that he was giving all those concessions so that he will know that ADC was prepared for free, fair, and credible primary election. That is why you didn't hear him say, "Oh, it's because
so what it's saying essentially is that they gave him so many concessions that because everybody knows Peter Obi's tricks. It is the Tinubu's government that dabarooed it. The system was dollarized and it doesn't give shishi. So we all know Peter Obi fair play. So they blocked off all of his spaces and then they had no excuses to give.
Though some of his followers that are of the street urchin family will still be talking, like rabbi the cookies.
And by the way, Kenneth Okonkwo, I just hate that I'm having to agree with Kenneth Okonkwo because I cannot abide people like him normally. But Kenneth Okonkwo is absolutely right. There's no other description of the followership of Peter Obi, the people that follow him. There's no other description or outside of the description of just a bunch of baboons. They're just the people that follow Peter Obi. They're just baboons. And if you listen to them, you can there's neither any rhyme or reason behind anything. It's just incoherent noise hiding in some sort of indiscernible, indecipherable indignation, just rage and noise. Just rage and noise, sound and fury signifying nothing. Sorry, Agbado, did you want to make a comment before? Yes.
I can't hear anything. Maybe you can hear me.
I can hear you. Can you not hear me? Oh, all right, let's carry on.
Saying dollarize. ADC wants to bring something new. That is why Peter is not saying, I am leaving because the primary is monetized, because he is the one who would have organized the primary. Now, having said this, then what is now the true reason why he left?
So let me, at this point, sorry to butt in, let me now read what he said in his statement that he released.
Right.
First, he said, the ADC has been plagued by deepening internal crisis and a toxic political environment. He also pointed to worsening factional battles, deep suspicion, and a growing lack of unity in the ADC. These are some of his stated reasons for leaving. Of course, he didn't mention the issue of dollarization or...
So if you listen to those reasons, they are vague and ambiguous. There's nothing concrete in any of those. There's internal crisis. What does that mean? The party is fractionalized along interest. Every party is fractionalized along interest. There are competing power blocks competing for a central space. So what did you expect? That they will all coalesce behind you and anoint you? So that makes... So there is nothing, there's nothing consistent. There's no substance to anything. It's not graded in concrete or no. There's no foundation. There's no core essence to anything. It's just vague ambiguity, meaningless words.
Though some of his followers that of the street urchin family will still be talking, like rabbi the cookies, saying dollarize. ADC wants to bring something new. That is why Peter is not saying, I am leaving because the primary is monetized, because he is the one who would have organized the primary. Now, having said this, then what is now the true reason why he left?
So let me, at this point, sorry to butt in, let me now read what he said in his statement that he released.
Right.
First, he said, the ADC has been plagued by deepening internal crisis, and a toxic political environment. He also pointed to worsening factional battles, deep suspicion, and a growing lack of unity in the ADC. These are some of his stated reasons for leaving. Of course, he didn't mention the issue of dollarization or rigged, whatever, So can you respond quickly, briefly, so that we can, there's a lot we need to cover, Dr. Kenneth.
Good. I was to tell you the real reason he left.
Okay.
Because as you can see, the coalition was complete. All the opposition leaders were complete in the coalition. So which faction? Which crisis?
Toxicity.
How? There was only one person that was bringing toxicity in ADC, and that person is Peter Obi.
How?
He was the only person that went around asking others to step down for him. I was coming to tell you the reason he left. So that's why let me proceed.
Continue.
Because that is what brought the toxicity. His followers are the only people that go about insulting other leaders. Before he came in on December 31st, we were respectful of our leaders. We were going in peacefully. But by nature, chaos follows him. Immediately they came in. What brought the toxin? Obi or nothing. That was what brought the toxin into ADC. Now, let me tell you the reason he left. So forget all those things you read. Obi is a man who is afraid of free, fair, credible primary election. And this is the reason he left. Throughout his political career, he has never contested for any position. People don't know why. The first time he wanted to become governor, he went into primary and he was beaten flat in Apga by Raf Mus, because Raf Mus was the one who built Apga in Anambra State. So when he came into contest, of course, he came in from London and wanted to, move in. He's not a politician. He does not know anything about politics. He's not a team player. He told you he's a trader. And one mark of a sole proprietor is that he goes alone. But this is not democratic. So when he was defeated, he and his colleagues still found a way to cancel purported the primary. And they went behind, and in the purported consensus, they gave him the ticket. And so that was how he started his political career, building it on sand, not on democracy.
How did Ojukwu enter into this brief history? I just wanted to understand that.
Yes, if you would allow me to land, because we are moving into it. It was because when he lost that primary, he now went into the stakeholders,
the owners of the party,
and then started telling them how he will be the one who would help. And then, he came from London then, brought in the resources then, and then they chose him. The ones Ojukwu said, okay, let's go with this person. That's the end. That was how he came in. So Ojukwu was the leader of Apga. And if you found a way of going into his heart in Apga and he chooses you, it makes a whole lot of weight for you. But like I said, having built his political career on non-democratic foundation, he got possessed with that entitlement mentality. And he got possessed with undemocratic spirit. So anytime he gets into a party, he has this morbid fear of internal democracy. So when the PDP, when he started nourishing the ambition to be president. And you know, he wouldn't have ever contested to be president. It was when Atiku Abubakar magnanimously chose him.
You know, I have to say that Kenneth Okonkwo's power of oratory has to be applauded. The way he's able to craft language, there are, I'm not sure, I think there are about only 2-3 people that I can possibly listen to within the Nigerian space. You know, but this guy, I've never really listened to him, but he has a very dexterous way of navigating language for maximum impact. You don't want to go up against this guy, or he will slaughter you.
Against the will of elected people in the Southeast then, because he didn't have any elective post. They were telling him, do you know the person you're choosing? He said, no, I've talked with him and this. So he chose him. Atiku Abubakar is a man who is looking for sound people. So if you show yourself very sound, he might get carried away.
Oh, yes, I was searching for the thoughts. The only other person, and by the way, can everybody interacting with this session make sure they're subscribed? Check your device, make sure you're subscribed. The other person that can, not the only other person, but the person that can immediately think that probably supersedes this guy in oratory is Otumba Segun Sowunmi. He's a wordsmith as well.
You might not even want to know any other thing behind you. And he now chose him. Of course, he got some backlash for choosing him.
Yeah. 2019.
Yes, he stuck out his neck. That was what brought him to national politics. So he wouldn't have contested. By 2023, when he saw inevitability of going into primary, he left. He gave a reason that it was monetized, it was dollarized. So that's why in 20 27, the ADC wanted to give him everything.
All right, I'm going to let it play on, but I want you all to open a separate tab in Google, and I want you to check this phrase, bloviating popinjay. You all know how to spell bloviating, but popinjay is Popinjay. Popinjay. So look for that phrase on open a separate tab on Google. Look for that phrase, bloviating popinjay. If you get the definition of that phrase, then you know exactly what Kenneth Okonkwo is. It's the dictionary definition of a bloviating popinjay.
To avoid him making any excuse. But I'll tell you what will shock you. When I came into ADC, the first strategic meeting I met, before even the unveiling, I told them, don't build anything on Peter Obi because he's not going to contest under ADC. He will still leave.
You told them this?
Outrightly. In the first meeting that I went.
Even before the unveiling of the party?
Even before the unveiling of the party. I told you we were, in a coalition. Yes. We were, negotiating. So it's an honor and a privilege that they called me to negotiate with me on my person. Let me tell you another thing I told them. I said, I am not going to come into the coalition through the Southeast led by Obi because it will be a waste of my time because I know he will eventually leave and nobody will portray me as a man that is unstable as water because then I will not live with him. So why try it in the first place? They were looking at me. So they were like, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure of what I'm saying. Because I stopped being a spokesperson to him because I was sure that he was not stable. And we went on. That is why they were consulting him on his own. They were consulting me on my own. We were moving together and they were weighing his words and they were weighing my words. And each time they see that all the promises and words he makes them, he fails them. And that was how my hand was growing because of stability and honesty. His own hand
Oh, all right. I think we've gotten the substance of what Kenneth Okonkwo has to say. It goes on for another hour, but I'm conscious that people have joined, so I don't want to hold them to the point that they start to drop off. So let's start to sample opinions now. The link is in the comment section still. If anybody wants to come in, come in. But Agbado, good to see you. Not often do you come up, but you've come up today. Have you watched this Kenneth Okonkwo outing previously? And what is your take on it, Agbado? Wagwan. You there, Agbado? You're muted, but we can't hear you. I can't hear you anyway. Are you speaking? Can you hear me? Oh, all right, let's go on to Laja, otherwise known as Babati. BT, you there?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Oh, all right. So it's Agbado's thing there. I thought it was me. Good to have you, BT. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. How you doing? How's the family?
Oh, all good. Thank you. Hope yours are as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning to Baba as well and everyone listening.
Good morning to you, BT.
Good morning, sir. Kenneth is somebody that you want on your side. I think he can communicate your policies, your politics, and you're right. And my fellow Egbaman to Shegun Showome, I think any politician will want them in their camp. So, but I haven't said that. The question is, knowing these things about Peter Obi, why was he allowed in the camp? What was his intention? They need to also answer some questions. I mean, the ADC, he was coming in because he wanted to be president. He said on numerous occasions, I mean, I was listening to his space a while back before the big wigs joined the ADC. And Peter Obi said on that space that he was not going to deputize anybody, that he's been going over to different countries, meeting prime ministers and presidents, and he's never seen anywhere in the world where somebody running for president or running for vice president, will meet with head of states. And that should tell you what his intention is. So his intention of joining the ADC was not to deputize anyone. So, and knowing fully well that people like Kenneth and others are there primarily to support Atiku's presidential bid.
Sorry, Baba, can you hear me?
No, yeah, I can hear you. You can.
Okay.
You want to?
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now. No, yeah, I think it's testing his mic. We can hear you now. Carry on, BT.
Yeah. So they knowing that fully well, then begs the question: why didn't you make it very explicitly clear that this thing was set up for Atiku, and let him decide if he wanted to deputize him or at least run for that position? So you should have made it clear at the beginning, like, hey, this thing is set up for this guy, and this is what we are planning to do. But because they also wanted this cloud, they also wanted the attention, they also wanted the mob. So that backfired. It's the same game Rabi is playing with him now. Rabi does not care about 2027, but he needs that attention for 31. So everybody just uses Peter Obi for attention, for their own political, to build political capital. I mean, the same way you see 27 people decamping to NDC overnight is the attention it brings. But that attention also comes with a cost when it was what you refer to as the toxic nature of his own brand of politics or politicking. It comes with that. So if you want the Peter Obi brand and attention, you must also be willing to take on that toxic nature of his brand. So you cannot pick and choose. So I think it's just this half-truth thing. You have to be honest. So I appreciate his rhetorical skills and being able to defend the party's position for the most part. He's also leaving out some part of what really transpired behind the scenes that we are now opportunity to know post the
But Abiti, what about the way he dissected Peter Obi's reasons for leaving the ADC? So by the time the guy had dissected it, it left no other room outside of self-interest for the reasons why Obi left. So he could not claim that it was the litigations going on in the party, because as Kenneth rightly said, those litigations were already in situation months before Obi joined that party. He could not claim because it was a monetized sort of a system, because he was in charge of the primary structure. So all of Peter Obi's usual go-to, all of his traditional excuses for running away from situations, that had been blocked off, which then left only the narrowness of self-interest and desperation to be on a ticket.
Well, man, I know that. You know that. Most members of this wonderful platform, we are well informed. We know these things, but we also know that the obedience don't care about facts. They don't care about the things you just mentioned. They don't care about that. All they want. So somebody comes into a political party, into a so-called coalition, and tells you that it's me or nobody. That is not a coalition by definition, is it? So I am not shocked. You should not be shocked. I hope you're not shocked that he left. So that's the point I'm raising here, that why is he acting surprised? This is who the man has always been. Like you mentioned, the first time he ran for office, he did not explicitly say, because I think he was avoiding some kind of lawsuit or something, when he said when Peter Obi failed at the primaries when he first ran for governor, that the elders of the party bypassed the democratic process. What he meant to say that Peter Obi bribed them with money. We say dollarized. So how do you say that one? Is it poundized? what? How do you say? What's the UK version of dollarized? If we were to use the term loosely, one man. So it brought in pounds. How do you say it? We say dollarized, right? So one man, how do you say?
Pounderized, right?
Pounderized is the closest I can get to that. But I think you pounded it like yam.
You pounderized the process. So that's what it did. So, and if you really, this is why I like American journalists, like the Fox News one. If it were to be in America, somebody would have gone back, traced the bank transfers, spoken to people that I actually paid, and put them on national TV and expose him. But we don't have a very vibrant media. They are looking for clout and attention anyway, so they wouldn't do their due diligence to even investigate these things. So, that part, it needs to be exposed. Somebody needs to really investigate him. But we are not surprised on this channel. So it's always been that way. It's me. Now it's in the NDC now. How long do you think the NDC will be together before it implodes? 1 month, 1, 2, 3 months?
No, I envisage that toxicity still coming into, because that's like
do you know why I asked the question, 1 man? Because
yes, is there fraction already showing? Yeah, a
friend of mine from Kano, I talked to her yesterday, but she's not Fulani, but she was born in Kano, raised there. Everybody's saying okay. But in Kano, she's telling me that they're saying KOKO. Did you know that, 1 man?
No, yes, we mentioned it here. And even Kwakwanso came out to say KO in Hausa language
exactly.
just 2 days ago.
So how long?
Sorry, Kwakwanso is not a subordinate to anybody. There are very few people that Kwakwanso can subordinate himself to, and Peter Obi is not one of them. Kwakwanso is not Peter Obi's vice in any way of reasoning, in terms of their political antecedent, in terms of their clout in society. Kwakwanso is well above Peter Obi now, and he knows it.
Yeah. See, I think she's Yoruba, but she was raised there. But we were just talking about it, And then I saw the video of prior to me talking to her, I saw the video of Peter Obi and Rabi. You see that video where Rabi came out of the car and the body language was just off. The man, Obi could not even look him in the eye. They didn't shake hands. Rabi led the way. He was not behaving like a number two. One man. If you're my principal, I walk behind you. I don't hold cards before you. That the maybe Baba, maybe just me. Something.
No, it's everybody. Even when they were handed the cap, the NDC cap, watch what he snatched it from Obi's hand and put it on his head.
Always looking
Same
down.
thing with the registration card.
Yeah. So how long do you think, Baba? How long do you think this marriage?
It's a word that I'm looking forward to anyway.
I said it yesterday in your platform. I said,
versus
look,
the Kwakwansia.
Yeah, versus the Okonkwo'S.
So that would be an interesting. So the toxic nature that Kenneth Okonkwo is talking about is going to come into play. I mean, I have friends that live in the north too. Many of them have told me that there's no way they are going to vote for an Igbo Christian in the north. They made it very clear. And when I press further, a little bit older than me, they have not gotten over that civil war.
Sorry, Baba T. Sorry, Baba T. Sorry. I think it's earlier in the morning. I asked what's this guy's name? Joy. I asked him about the ideology and Kwakwanso. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Do it hard.
Yeah, you sound like you're out on the streets.
Yeah.
I'm on the island. I'm at Lekki. Okay, let me get into my town. Okay, I will come. You can go.
Sorry, let me just round up. I don't think you need to fix your mic. So it's okay,
no, sorry, it's not his mic. It's out in public.
The wind.
So the wind and the environment is the wind and the environment.
Get to like a little quiet. Maybe then you can take over. Yeah, just go to a quiet space. It's a little bit windy, but let me just say that when it happens,
but your camera is on. Are you aware?
Yeah. I'm just.
No, he wants to show us. He wants to show us where he is.
Okay.
Àgbàdo, some from visa ko wọ Lekki ni. I thought they restricted you to Ajegunle. You have a visa to be in Lekki.
Come on now.
Agbado's an illegal immigrant in Lekki. So, anyways, when it happens, that we all everything that's going to happen, when the obedience and the when they go against each other. Well, man, let me even go as far as saying that in my opinion, I believe that the NDC might change course and they might force a primary. I believe there will be a primary in the NDC. I honestly do not believe that they have zoned anything to the south. I don't believe that. And I think if Rabiu makes a push for it, I think they just want to wait it out. When the window closes, then they will make their move. And that's what I honestly believe. I might be wrong.
I think the window closed yesterday or today for parties to submit their register for members registration.
Yeah, but the bigger point, let me just round up so that Baba can take over. I'll just listen more. But it's my own concern with the Obi thing is how gullible the youths are. I think they picked the wrong person to lead the whatever they think they're looking for, this so-called change. And him being the vehicle to their destination is what is disappointing. I love the energy though, by the way. I love the energy across board. I like young people getting involved in politics, at least having an interest and wanting to be part of the system, to change the system. But the person that is leading the charge is not, in my opinion, the best vehicle to get them there. So, but to the interview, Kenneth is brilliant, but he's in the wrong party. I mean, we want to hear. I would like to see Kenneth in the Senate or the House of Rep. It reminds me, it'd be like the young version of Dino when he was in the House. People forget that when Dino was in the House, he was something else. He was brilliant until he went crazy with Sarakia and all this, and he went down the drain from there. But prior to that, it reminds me of a young, like an older Dino, a more measured Dino Melaya. But let me leave it there for now, One Man. I will chime in a bit too when One Man is done and everybody has their turn. Yeah.
Oh, all right, brilliant, excellent. That's the most we've ever gotten out of BT. Now we've heard him. We will always want more. This BT, man, is so selfish with his brain. But thank you, BT. That's the, this is why I enjoy it so much. I mean, where else would you get that quality? Anyway, let me not Oriaman say the woo, but Baba, floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, One Man. BT, you've spoken well. I don't think I can do justice in enumerating what Kenneth has submitted, but I'll still go ahead. I would give it a try. For people that are discerning, no, I don't think this interview of Kenneth is just for anybody or those who he refers to as Ikuke. That's a rabbit dog. If you take a lesson properly and even read between the lines, it is a very damning interview against the person, the character, personnel of Peter Obi. This fool's goal they are selling us is driven by two things: hatred for the person of Tinubu. Two, Obi sales for those that are on social media. Obi sales. It's a source of revenue for them. If this platform were to be one-sided and not looking at the other side of the road like most platforms do, you will have seen the numbers go up, 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 up there. I've always said something. If today the whole of Nigeria decided that, okay, Southeast, including the Igbos in diaspora, please come together. We are giving you 7 days to produce a candidate who will make president of Nigeria. Obi will not be number 10. I say it with my full chest. Obi will not be number 10. They may even end up not having a candidate on the 7th day. But Obi will not be in the picture because nobody reckons with him. But of course, the few followership he has in the upper echelon of the political leadership in the Southeast are about, it is the tone of the Igbos. They put emotion into it. And for Obi, I've said it before, his followers denied it on this platform. Obi's interest in the presidency is to come in there. He's not interested in the leadership or governing Nigeria, but to make lots of money. Lots and lots of money. He doesn't look it, but he is a very greedy man. He will just hand over governance to the Atedo Peter side and Utomis of Nigeria, while he's in the background making money. He has nothing, absolutely nothing to offer Nigeria. He doesn't have it in him. He doesn't have it in him. A man who runs away from small domestic trouble wants to lead Nigeria. How? Where? Where? Because, I mean, if he's discerning, if he has foresight, if he has a political sagacity, why did he go into ADC? And I still refuse to back down from my belief that he went into ADC with the promise of Atiku making him the vice president. I repeat it again, that was the intention. But as soon as he entered, his obedient movement started rabble-rousing and putting forward. Of course, he has to follow, because as far as Obi is concerned, it's the tail that is wagging the dog. They control him, whatever they say, because he's being fueled by the activism of the obedience, rather than strategists that are waiting in the wing for him to sober up and come home so that they can tell him exactly and point him in the right direction. And you see, this NDC is gone into. Down the line, shortly, there is going to be a problem. Wherever he presented himself, trouble follows. Seriaki Dixon is a no-nonsense person. He's a very proud German. All these shenanigans of the obedient movement and deceit, he will not stand for it. He will not stomach it. He is outspoken. That is why he did not follow Diri to APC. Neither will he sit in Jonathan's corner in perpetuity. He is a man of his own conviction. For Kwankwaso, the North, they are putting it in his head. And there is no time he will not listen to the North, that you are superior to this man, both intellectually and in character, and what you have delivered to Kano State as a governor. And I think he will buy into that eventually, because it is the same thing he himself said a couple of years back, that he's too big to be VP of Obi. He said it. So if he said it a couple of years back, what changed? Though his calculation being driven by Buba Galadima, it's like, okay, we know you're not going to win, but pair with him. When you lose, that will give you an opening into 2031, because you will be relevant, you will be in the picture, and the Southeast will appreciate you backing Obi and may vote for you in 2031, because in 2031, power will have to return to the North. So he is a bit neither there nor here now, but eventually he has to choose a position. Then the toxicity of both the Kwankwasia as a movement and the obedience, they are going to clash. Ego will come to play. King-size ego will come to play. And we know our northern brothers, that they will not brood nonsense. So in that, I will put them or kind of call them, or the NDC as a party, as a pit filled with brood of vipers. They will eat up each other. very, very soon. Very, very soon. Because the Okonkwo'S, they wear a chip on their shoulder. Same thing for the obedience. They wear a chip on their shoulder. So something's gonna give. So I yield, woman. I can see Simba in the picture, and maybe Agbado is back.
All right, Simba, you're up next. Aro after Joel of Nashville with us as well. Simba, floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you, woman. BT, are you still there?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes.
Long time. I hope all is well.
Yeah, everything is fine. Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Good afternoon from here.
Hey, Dr. Simba, I hail you.
Okay, Agbado and you, I agree to now. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, let me start from your last statement, Baba.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please. I think Kwakwaso is playing a dangerous game and is toiling with his political future by following Obi. If he's thinking that by supporting Obi, he will win the followership or whatever from the Southeast, I think he's making a big mistake. He's not the only one that by 2031, there will be a lot of gladiators from the North that will contest that election. So it's not as if he will be the only one. So if he's thinking that way, Baba, I think he's making a big mistake. Following Obi, I think he's going to diminish his popularity among the Northerners, especially the Muslim North. And whatever, even the vote from Kano alone can swallow the whole vote from the Southeast. So I don't know the kind of calculation that he's making. If you have been listening from what is coming out from the North now, you will notice that there has been a lot of backlash. Because it's like the Northerners, they see the ADC like their party, like what they were to use to get at the ruling party. Obi moving away from that party, you can see a lot of anger coming out from the North now. If you listen to some of their people, have you watched the interview granted by this man that usually talk on that professor?
Yusuf Usman, professor.
Yusuf Usman. And you can see the way the guy was vehemently very angry. He was talking about, sometimes when you look at the obedience, they are doing a lot of disservice to Obi, but they don't know. They think they are supporting him. He made mention of the so-called Christian genocide in the North. Do you hear that about him?
Yeah, of course.
And they were linking that to Obi already. There's no way. Let me tell you, if it is a two-way traffic, let's say it's between Obi and Tinubu, all this one that they are saying the North are angry with. So if North are angry with Tinubu, and Obi will now be the alternative for them, it is not going to be. The scene of the past, what has happened, even something that has happened maybe about 50, 60 years ago, is still in their memory. But the obedient will not listen. They always have this calculation in their head that they want to permutate the not angry with Tinubu, so they will not vote for Tinubu, they vote for Obi. Is Obi that they are going to not vote for. So Kwankwaso should be very careful with the way he's following Obi. If you look at the antecedent of Obi, have you ever seen any politician that you can say actually came out of Obi, from maybe follow Obi, or was a follower of Obi, and apart from say nothing? You can't see. Every damn person that have been following Obi, after some few months, they fall out. The same thing goes for this Kenneth Okonkwo. He was one championing Obi in 2023, follow him to court and start talking all those rubbish. Where is he today? Where is this this man that worked with Obasanjo, this Elisha man, Osuntokun? Where is your Osuntokun today? Those are the people that worked with him. Everybody that worked with Obi in 2023, apart from the Aisha and co. Where are every other person?
Including the pastors, where are they?
Where are they?
And all the rest.
So to me, Kwankwaso, I don't have anything to say about Obi, but Kwankwaso, if he still need to actually pursue his political future, following Obi is going to be a negative for him. Baba is not going to gain anything from that association, and if care is not taken, he's going to ruin his political.
Like I was saying, Simba, I'm waiting, and we don't even have to wait for too long. I'm waiting for when the obedience space starts to insult him. You know, Kwakwanso is a very proudful man, and I don't think his personality takes very much to being insulted. He will take it. It will hit him harder than it hit anyone, because he's such a very prideful man, and his followership hold him in such a high esteem. But as they get deeper into that NDC, Kwakwanso will indicate his ambition to contest for that ticket as well. And as soon as Kwakwanso indicates that he wants to contest that ticket, they will just launch after him. We've seen that severally, so we know the pattern. And as soon as they launch after him, it will be Kwakwansia versus Obedient. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh, I think that's what I just want to say for now. Maybe let's give other people opportunity to talk.
Oh, all right, brilliant. So we've got a Joel of Nashville to counterweight. So I know Agbado is here. I know Arogidigba is here, but just so it's not one directional, let's have Joel of Nashville take the floor. Joel.
No, one more. Go one person more than I'll cover.
Oh, all right, Agbado. Aro just dropped out of. I hope it wasn't. So Agbado, do you want to speak to the space, Agbado? Otherwise, we go with Aro.
Oh man, I'm driving. Let Aro go. I'm driving.
Oh, all right, Aro, floor is yours. We're speaking about Kenneth Okonkwo, who has surgically dissected the Peter Obi narrative to expose him as nothing more than just an opportunistic chancer. So did you watch the interview, and what are you making of it? We're reacting to Kenneth Okonkwo.
All right. Good afternoon, one man. Can you hear me clearly?
We can. It sounds as though you are. Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, carry on.
It sounds like I'm driving as well, doesn't it?
It does, yes. But it's that time of the day, so people will be out and about. Carry on.
Yeah, exactly. And it's summer, you know the way it is. Essentially, I tried to follow. I was listening along when Baba and Baba T were speaking. So, I know the gist of it anyway. Nobody needs to tell me, what Kenneth Okonkwo might say, or his reactions might be to Obi's antics. He has been at it for more than 2 years now, talking about the individual and the personality that is Peter Obi, about the fact that he's not someone to be trusted. He's not someone you can bank on. So I'm not surprised. There was a few things he said. I don't think there's anything he said that we've not concluded on this platform. It's quite interesting that someone like Joel of Nashville is not quite as virulent in his offense and his attack of the personality that is what's his name again? Kenneth Okonkwo, the way he has offended and attacked individuals on this platform. But I think Joel of Nashville was in his statement there yesterday, I think, or the day before. He said something, and a few people, they kind of didn't catch up on it, and I did. There's this idea in their mind that it's Obi or nothing, number one, and other individuals do not have a right as Nigerians to aspire. And that came up when I think you asked him about the idea that Obi going into the contest, or sorry, even moving to ADC, they did not have an agreement, or did not have an understanding with other members of the ADC, with Atiku, concerning the consensus or the primaries. And the conclusion, he couldn't answer. But in trying to answer, he said something. He said that Amechi was not willing, was not budging. And he was trying to argue that Atiku should have left it open for the South and that ADC should zone to the South. But at the same time, he was also arguing and putting it forward that Amechi should stand down. Amechi is a Southern man. He's from a minority group. Sometimes he claims he's Ikwere, sometimes he claims he's Igbo, nobody knows. But the fact of the matter is this, Amechi has a right to contest as well. So why should Amechi stand down for Peter Obi? What does Peter Obi have that Amechi doesn't have? Peter Obi is a two-time governor, Amechi is a two-time governor as well. So I mean, this idea in their mind that their man should get an automatic ticket, well, I hope they are successful at NDC. Like Baba said, Seriaki Dixon is quite an interesting fellow. He's a proud Ijaw man, but to the best of my understanding, he's also a proud Ijebu man. Good luck to them in trying to think that they can hoodwink Seriaki Dixon, because that wouldn't happen. Seriaki Dixon is a very tough fellow to deal with, and you will not take the nonsense. Good luck to them. The fact is already accommodated them is quite very generous of them. But if they think that Seriaki Dixon
Aro, we've not even yet mentioned that vexatious word, structure. So Seriaki Dixon set up this party, I think earlier on this year, maybe late last year, as just a portfolio party for him to enter into the political mix, what he can get out of it. He got lucky, got all these big weights there. But it was a one-man portfolio party, still is a one-man portfolio party with now a larger membership. So this NDC now, in the paradigm of political parties, is at the very bottom rung of anything in terms of structures, administration, etc., vastly lower than Labour Party that Peter Obi used to prosecute the last cycle of elections. They have no presence anywhere outside of the company house where they were registered and INEC. So how is this going to be a portal to prosecute any elections? What structure will underpin being able to use this as a platform to prosecute any election?
Well, I can say, though, that to Obi and Okonkwo's credit, whatever conclusive national structure that you will find at NDC would be whatever Obi and Okonkwo bring to it.
Yeah, yes,
because Seriaki Dixon would not be able to bring anything more.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Than whatever it brings from.
Hold on, that's exactly what I'm saying. What Peter Obi and Okonkwo bring is not sufficient enough to man 774 local governments, provide the logistics, the administration, the supervision of an electoral process, all of the accoutrements that is needed to prosecute a presidential election. What does Okonkwo has? He has structures in Kano State, a little bit in Jigawa, that's it. What does Peter Obi have? He has structures in the southeast, and that's it. It doesn't have structures in Sokoto, Gombe. It doesn't have, and neither does the NDC. No structures anywhere in the north, no structures anywhere in the southwest, no structures or anything, nothing to administer and superintend the process. They have no money. There's no money person in that party. So what exactly? How does this work? I can't get my head around how this works.
Well, I mean, they are not a conventional political party, so I'm guessing they would not have quite the need for money that other political entities would possibly have. If you catch my drift. So, for instance, they can manage some costs, stuff like candidacy fees and stuff like that. So they can manage that. I think with the donations that they can be guaranteed from the obedient movement, with the little that Kwankwaso has himself. Kwankwaso, no matter how much you say is diminished politically, he still has loyalists, and his loyalists are wealthy enough that might be able to give him some money, that might believe in his candidacy. At the end of the day, there's wealthy people in Nigeria. Those wealthy people are in business. Some of those wealthy people, they'll hedge their odds as well, and they'll spread it across. So, don't be surprised if there's people that grease their palms, not because they believe in them, but just edging their bets and just saying, what if these people get in? As much as we don't like them, as much as Zita used the words to describe Obi yesterday, I found it very laughable. I can't remember what she said, where it was quite interesting. But as much as Zita would like to dismiss Obi and his candidacy, the reality of the matter is they may win. As bad as it is, as dangerous as it is, it's the fact of the matter is they may win. So, you can't write that off. And I'm sure there's people that will hedge their bets just on that idea that what if these people win? What if in the odd chance they win? And like someone said, Baba said earlier on, Obi is only in it for the money. So other individuals that might be in it for the money as well might say, okay, let's throw them some coin and see what they make of it. So they will find money. The obedience will give them money. We know that for a fact. Don't write these people off. They are jokers, but don't write them off. I wouldn't write them off because Nigeria is very bad, and the electorate makes stupid decisions, and they're about to make the most dangerous and the most stupid decision that's probably been made in the history of that country.
Sorry, Aro. 1 second. Let me show you something to make the point. Because in 2022, thereabout, the Financial Times of London did a number crunching on the cost of the Nigerian presidency, excluding the bribing, etc., the logistics of it. So, what the Financial Times concluded, this was in the 20 something cycle, is that it says an international publication has beamed its spotlight on Nigeria's presidential election, estimated to cost $2 billion, over 1 trillion in Nigeria's local currency. So this was as far back as the last cycle of elections, the one that actually brought Buhari in. So the cost of becoming the Nigerian president is the better part of $3 to $5 billion. So where is that going to come from for the Obi space, the NDC? And we're not even talking about the bribing, just the logistics, or the greed of moving out. They don't have the funds now. They don't have the structure. They have nothing. So sorry, I think Aro has dropped. So if Joel is,
I'm here. Sorry, I was on mute. One man.
All right. Do you want to respond to that, and then we see if Joel is ready?
One man, we know the obedience are very good at separating fools from their money. They've shown that. As all these friends of ours, professionals in the diaspora, who you would consider, you would otherwise think to be reasonable. They've shown themselves to be quite foolish and very easily separated from their finances. So they'll find the money. They can. They will find the money. Will they find $1 trillion naira? No, but they will find the money. And yeah, I don't know. It's quite desperate, but it's entertaining. And I'm sure that.
All right, so sort of like Poku Lowe, sort of.
Yeah. Atiku, I fear for Obi. I really am concerned about him because I think he has probably crossed the line when it comes to political decency. There's a political decency. And there's even honor amongst thieves. We know Nigerian politicians. They are like a mafia, like someone described them yesterday. But even then...
Sorry, Aro. Atiku must hate this guy. This will be the second time that he will F him over. He F'd him over in the last cycle by pulling votes away from him. And it's F'ing him over again, the same sort of tactic, pulling votes. What Peter Obi leaving the ADC, it takes away 3 million votes from Atiku. 3 million.
Yeah. And I think you have to look at the last election, 2022. Apparently, they had some conversations leading to Obi abandoning them just shy of the primaries. And then now he's left the ADC at a crunch time, less than 5 days to when, everything closes out and then the die is cast. So to be frank, Atiku and some other political interests, northern interests, don't be surprised if Obi falls on a sword, He might fall on a sword soon. There'll be people looking for what they can use to really hurt this man. And he's not a man that's been clean on his life. They will find something and they will really destroy him. Because he's a man that has shown that he cannot be trusted and his word is not, so it's quite interesting the way he's behaved himself. And Kwankwaso has gone along at the end of the day, Kwankwaso was only there. He wasn't part of the coalition conversations from the start. He joined them and less than a month he moved on. So he has no particular commitment to that coalition. He never did. So you can't accuse him of having moved on. It wasn't part of the initial conversations, and I don't think he really made any commitments to the coalition. But Obi, he has really messed them over, and you can see that it's hurt them in a manner of speaking. So, but best of luck. We'll see what happens. We only have less than 8 months, and the whole thing will be done.
Well, can I ask one question? Maybe anybody will know, both in commentariat and the platform. This news about NDC zoning the presidency already to the south. How true is it? Is it from the obedient movement or is from NDC?
No, that came from Buba Galadima Baba, and I think he said that in the throes of conversations on one of these.
Buba is Buba.
Yes, I don't
think he's lying. I won't believe him.
I don't think he speaks with any authority. Yeah.
No, Buba is an agent provocateur, so don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. One of his best friends decided that he's not someone that is worth the while to go along with, and that individual is Muhammad Buhari. They've been together for a long time, and when everything came down and it was down to really, deliver on what they've been planning for decades, he decided this was not a person he could actually go on this journey with, and that speaks a lot about the personality that's Buba Galadima. If Buhari can dump him,
that brings me to this thing Babati said. Then they may go into primary at the end of the day. NDC may go into primary if they have the time.
What will make it interesting, Baba, is if what's it called? Kwakwasia, if he indicates that he wants to run for that ticket as well. So that will make it interesting. And if Kwakwaso runs, by the way, Obi will beat him in the primaries because that party is weighted towards Obi, but at least Obi can cross that Rubicon that is actually primaried for the first time in his life.
Okay, let's cross our fingers and see. Actually, I like what Rose said about Obi's chances. Yes, I say also that 99.9% he doesn't have a chance, but that X factor, that 0.1, I call it the God factor, may push him to Aso Rock, and that's also is important, even though that number may look insignificant.
All right, Joel, are you ready for us? I
am ready. Oman, I am ready.
Joel,
interesting conversation.
Hold on. Joel takes the floor. I'm going to rush off to run an errand. So manage the conversations amongst yourself. If I come back and you're all gone, I'll shut it down. Otherwise, I'll just pick it up from wherever it is. But I'm sure you all know each other, so you can manage the conversation amongst yourself. Joel,
this member is here to moderate, so no problem there.
All right, brilliant.
Okay.
One man. Joy, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. Been an interesting conversation. But my salute, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be listening from, Joel of Nashville on One Man Show. interesting conversation that we'll be having today. I just decided to just listen to every one of you. I took some notes, but I was like, it's too much because it's like so much straw grabbing. What if this happens? What if this happens? I should have thought, or one should have thought, that if Obi leaving the ADC makes it easy for Tinubu to win the election, the Abadorians should be happy. But it clearly shows that you guys are not happy. You guys wanted that man to be caged. You don't want him in the next election. And do you know why? Because he won the last election. Only Tinubu and the former INEC chairman. Can I? Hello. Only Tinubu.
Yes, small,
and the last.
I'm driving small, please.
What have I done now? What do you mean small? Baba, are you there?
Yeah, Joel, go ahead. I'm here.
He's saying small. I think I don't know what's going on.
Talk about but don't talk about they like too much. Maybe just a count and small.
That's not
okay, no problem. But it's because of what? He won the last election. It has clearly shown that that man won the last election. The attack, Obi and Okonkwo left the party. Obi is the one being attacked. Why? You see, this is the thing that happened yesterday. Somebody was trying to talk about Trump. Madam Zita was talking about Trump, but at the same time, she was making a case. Yeah.
Sorry. Do you know the reason why Obi is being attacked? Do you know?
Why?
Do you know? It's because of people like you. That's why he's being attacked, right? Because the man himself came out to say he does not do anything when he was the governor of Anambra, that he brought stability to governance, right? But you come here and tell us that Obi build hospital, he build clinic, he build this, he build that. The man himself said, I did not do anything, but I brought stability to the government.
Oh my goodness. I don't know where you're getting your. Hey, hold on, please. Hold on.
We are attacking the person of Peter Obi. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me flow a little bit. That man won the last election. Let's look at it. He tried to register a political party. Everything that every one of you are attacking that man for, he did it. He tried to register a political party. He was inspected and was denied. From there on, he started plotting his graph. NDC was not a happenstance. It was in the plan. And two more other parties were in the plan, including the coalition. He went into the coalition, and they were like, okay, come inside. The question of zoning was being discussed. They said, oh no, come inside, we're going to discuss that, we're going to do this. Okay, he came in with the senators, he came in with the House of Rep members, he also came in with obedience. And all of a sudden, 6 months after ADC was formed, there was light. ADC was everywhere in the news. Now, we called for primaries. Meanwhile, the people the heads in the party, the people following Atiku were tilting towards a consensus. And if you are in a such situation where people are not sincere, what do you expect him to do?
Joy, hold on, Joy. Do you say they are going on consensus, or what do you just say now? I don't think that
we were calling for primaries, but they were going for consensus.
Agbado, please, Agbado, sorry, Joy, Agbado, let Joy flow. Let him, when we are making our own submission, he didn't talk, so let him flow, please.
Do you understand? So the issue there is that instead of Obi getting the knock, I think Obi should be getting the praise, even from some Agbado, because one, he has solved the problem of North-South divide. No politician will hate his front towards that anymore. When it's time for the South will deal with their thing. When it's time for the North will do their thing. Enough of that madness. Atiku had no business being in the elections in 2023. He had no business being in the election in 2026. What is he doing there? Now you leave the person that actually failed the rules, and you're attacking the person that left the mess. I don't get it. If it is not politics, I wonder what it is. You have seen some people that went in there for the meeting with Atiku, and you heard what Atiku said. I built this place, and I say what is going to happen. You are mad. Some people are saying he went to talk to Rotimi Amaechi. Why won't he talk to Rotimi Amaechi? When Tinubu was going for his own presidency, did he talk to other? We saw him. He was meeting other contestants to step down for him. Because of what? He was the strongest candidate. Even though they were trying to play him. But Tinubu talked to other candidates to step down for him. So Obi telling Amaechi to step down for him is nothing bad. He is bigger than Amaechi politically. Let us forget all the sentiments. Amaechi is just there to get the VP slots. Had him talking about articulate and obedience are the one fighting each other. I am the one, this is why I eat in the restaurant where you don't. Man, shut the hell up. You were part of the last government. All of a sudden, these guys, no one is being attacked. All the focus is on Obi. Obi and Okonkwo left. Obi is the one still being attacked. Why? Most of you say that, oh, it's a clear cut for Tinubu to win the election. Okay. Is that not why you should be celebrating? You should be popping champagne. But right now, you guys are so divided.
Sorry about
no, okay, no, it doesn't show from what you're saying because you're still part of the permutation. You're still permutating.
No. I'm celebrating.
Does anyone know if NDC zoned it to the south? That is fear. Let me just flow, please. Let me just flow. Okay. I see fear in your voices. You are scared. And I have said it like yesterday. And this was, in fact, the prelude to everything that is going on today is that I made some proposals to Tinubu on how he's going to govern and win the people. Loquacious people like Enigmatic who came here and said, we don't need that. We don't need that. Arrogance. If you can change the electoral laws with such timing, You can also make the decision on the money you're saving from subsidy at the same with the same scale. What is the problem? The problem was that Tinubu got into government and it became an O1 bear. It became an O1 bear for everybody. He was, I mean, I don't know if any of you have taken time to see, to look at Tinubu's itinerary. In fact, when I saw his itinerary, it looked like it was a flight. You know, when a plane is going from one place to another to pick up somebody. That's how it looked. It didn't look like somebody was actually making those trips. If you make those kind of trips and you stay the amount of time you stay outside of the country, how are you going to govern? Let's put it the way it is. You're not able to govern because all the time you're outside. For most part of this regime, since the 2023, he has been outside. So let's all calm down. Let's all calm down. Kenneth Okonkwo is a paperweight, just like enigmatic. Those kind of people are the people that just talk. They have no value. Their value is in talking. If your value is in talking, people will pay you to talk. So Kenneth Okonkwo is talking because that's the only place he has value. That's the only place he has value. I have respect for someone like even one man. I don't know if he's taking his own egunje at the back, because I mean, I don't know how he survives doing this show. It got to be passion. It got to be passion. Why? Because Tinubu don't sell. Tinubu don't sell. If this program was about obedience, you will see. You know why? Because there are many progressives, many people that want things to change, that are online. So when they see you President Tinubu, to them it's like there's something wrong with you. If you are abroad and you still don't feel what is going on in Nigeria, yeah, it might be good in terms of exchange rates, but at what rate are people begging you for money today? If you do not feel it, it's either you are stingy or you just decided not to talk, or you have more than enough to give. It is not good on the streets. I said it here, that I said, whatever policy that you have that does not affect the lives of the citizen positively, no matter how good the intention is, it will always be seen in bad sight. It's okay to tell people to sacrifice, but when they see that you on your own, you're not sacrificing, they are not fools. You spend 30 billion. In fact, the Owerri City Boy store 30 billion. What they say that they spent on that, and that share cost us 30 billion. 30 billion naira, because I look at it in simple terms. I mean, it could have gotten us so far in cassava production. I'm talking about simple things you can do, because our economy is still at the retail level. We've not been able to produce the much we can eat. Let's start from there. You spent 150 billion buying jets, 17 billion to build the VP's lodge. That's the madness. We need somebody that can cut down the wastages in government. And that is the reason why we are following Obi, because we saw him do it. When he was doing what he was doing in Anambra State, even without borrowing, people were like, what is going on? Where is all this money coming from? So this state has this money. That was how we knew In fact, they started with Ngige. Then Obi came in and it was so obvious. We didn't know Anambra State had money. Anytime, in fact, when you go on Anambra, if you walk, I don't know if any of you had been to Anambra State then, it was a mess. So when we are following Obi, there is, I mean, it is the followership. It's not something that has to do with, you know, trying to worship someone. No. We only worship the trait that comes with him. He's a good man. And if his principle is that I don't want to spend money to serve you, I think it will help us. Because often at time, what happens in our election is that these politicians, they go spend all this money. When they come into government, it's time for them to recoup. Who suffers? The people. Who made money? The people that bought the votes. Those are the ones that made the money. The structures you guys are talking about. So Obi is the next president. Next year, he will win the election. NDC has zoned their presidency to the south. And they've agreed on the OK movement. And Nigeria will be okay. Most of you here speaking here are above 60. And you're still in foreign lands. You need to go back home. And Obi will make it possible. Tinubu had not made it possible. And that's why all of you are still in abroad, still supporting him. To do what? To make you stay there for 20 more years? Because this policy is not making you go back home. We cannot go back to that insecurity. We cannot. So please, when we talk about Peter Obi, let us be fair to the man. One thing he has done, also he has also shown that the South can actually make a decision. He would have gone for the plate of politics.
Joel, stop the pontification, please. Okay.
Hold on. I'm about to round up. So you can
speak another 10 minutes if you want, but don't pontificate. We're not fools, okay? Don't insult us.
No. It's not what you call it, but you know that's what it sounds to you. But the issue is this, right? Bad publicity is good publicity. As long as Obi is in the news, whether for good or bad reason, it's a plus. It's a plus. And that is how, you know, I mean, in the time of Trump, even after Trump left power, we were still talking about him. That's how you know popular candidates. They're in the news either for good or bad reasons. But in all, it is good publicity. Because even as people are attacking him, some people are looking at Kenneth and saying, what? Why would they attack? So you have a lot of sympathy towards Obi, because Obi never responds to these people. He never does. So my brothers and sisters, let's tone it down a little bit. Obi left the ADC, and the ADC is in shambles. Let us just say it for what it is. All these guys, Dele Momodu, Fabiyi, I mean, they're all candidates now. I think we can take them as advice. What is the problem with Obi? I thought it does not mean anything. The light has certainly gone off ADC.
Okay, you finish.
And God, I thank God for that. And we are not enemies. I'm still a member of ADC, right? But instead of me to leave, I'd rather stay here, because one day my dream is whenever I go to ADC meeting and I'm able to see Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amechi, all of them, Dele Momodu, I want to tell them to their faces that they destroyed the ADC. And that is my dream. And after I do that, I will leave that party. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Can I do the debunking before you start questioning? Because that's going to take some time again. Please, Miss Moderator.
I'm not moderated. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Okay, you are here, so I assume and you've always moderated.
Papa, you can go ahead.
I'm sorry, Chi. See,
No problem.
all this, most of us are not driven by emotion. And those that are above 60 that are here for several reasons. Some people for health, some people to see their last children go through school. Some of us should be even pained than any other person, but we see through the ruse, RUSE, of the fake Ebin powers of Nigeria. I mean, a few years back, pre-2023, before subsidy was removed, when I have the accounts in Lagos loaded, I can still change money and go to Fifth Avenue and do some shopping for even clothes I've not even worn until now. You understand? But now it's just there. For how much do I want to change money and bring in here? But then we are discerning. When they say being power, yes, it's not new. A phenomenon. It's not a phenomenon. I grew up through the phases of Nigeria, pre-independence, post-independence. There have always been poor people. But then each era has their own poor people. In the era gone by, the poor are very proud. They want a bowl of gari from you. They want to do something. So let me sweep your gutter. Let me come and clean your house. Let me wash your car. They go even to Buka. They don't have money then. They say they want to wash the plates before they order food, and they don't order meat. But this is a generation that is very different. It's about sloganeering, using buzzwords just to trend on social media. Life has become very light. Definition has been very, very vague and opaque. I hear celebrities. I hear influencers. Who are these people? I do not know. So I'm not somebody that could be deceived easily. Nigeria is a construction site at the moment, at least down south. I don't know what obtains in the north. There are jobs available if you want to do. The other day I had BT saying here that there were a lot of agricultural settlements in Ogun State, and we're looking for youths to walk in there, but they are not coming. So the government devised another means to entice them by putting Wi-Fi and DSTV, and they started having patronage from the youth to work in the farm. Even that is not working 100%. There are a lot of sites in Lagos, for instance. There is a Orange Island, because Banana Island is full. Orange Island is there now, new one in Lekki also. Lots of jobs in construction. The expansion of the Dangote refinery they are taking thousands of people. So it depends what you want to do. Depends what you want to do. Here we are. It's not about if you miseducate yourself, you have the wrong certificate, you don't have a job. Even having the right certificate, you retrain yourself every 9 months because technology is always ahead of us. So the Ebin power thing doesn't wash.
Baba.
And when, yeah.
Let me tell you, the Ebin power thing is very, very bad now. Let's look at it this way. We're just talking about, let's look at the price of gas and how it affects everything in the market.
You know,
You understand what I'm saying? When you look at our, let me just start. Just only 1 minute. It's only 1 minute.
I'm not. I just want to make a no. Just hold on, please.
Right.
You know, all of us who are here, we are just discussing. Nobody among the people that we are talking about is our family member. So I please avoid personal attack, please, in your discussion. Thank you.
No, there's no personal attack. I've not attacked anybody. There's no need to attack anybody now. Obi is going to be the next president, and we got what we wanted in NDC. So why should I attack anybody?
In your dream,
It's all right. It's all right. I'm documenting the names of people. I started buying my business though. I ordered it from Amazon. I know now I have a business for Baba. I don't know who that. I have one for. I have business. Who be there? What's the name now? Oh, Abado. Abado, you did Lagos?
I'm in Lagos now. I'm in Lekki now. To buttress Baba's point, you see, look at crane. For you to know construction that is going on in Lagos State. Look at crane.
I know.
They have like 10 cranes inside this estate.
You
so
see,
you guys, you obedient. You don't
Lagos
know
State,
what you are talking about.
See now. Lagos State is only 10%, right? 10% of the entire population. Hold on now. 10%, hold on now. 10%, right, of the entire population in Nigeria. When you take away Lagos State from the southwest, I mean, you have a village. If you go to the south, it's the same thing. If you go to the northwest, northeast, and other places, so you cannot, like I've always told you guys in Lagos. I stay in Lagos too. And the reason why I'm asking is that I'm going to see you when I get back. I'm planning on coming back, right? So I'll get your number at the back, right? So yeah. So the issue there is just simple, right? You cannot always judge with Lagos. I stay in Lagos too. You understand what I'm saying? You can be hard in Lagos, at least know how. Lagos is a place where somehow when you go out in a day, you might see food. But in some places,
Joy, let me tell you something. Nigeria,
promotion or anything going on.
Nigeria, you will speak. Sorry, Joy, you will speak. Nigeria is not the way you guys think it is. So I'm telling you, I've been in Nigeria for over 2 months now, and it's not the way you guys are thinking Nigeria it is. It's not that bad. We have people suffering in abroad too. Like you have people sleeping outside. You have homeless people. Like you know what I mean. But I didn't see people sleeping outside in this Lagos State now.
My brother, he just traveled home. You see, that's the same problem we have with Nigerians that come abroad, right? When Nigerians come abroad, like for a visit, when they go home, they're gonna be like, "Oh, abroad, what is there abroad now?" This. You have that. You do know the reason why you traveled home. For one, you make a beautiful house.
I come to Nigeria every year now. What are you talking about?
Okay, you make a beautiful.
I come to Nigeria every year. What are you talking about?
You build your own house. You have your own house, right?
Of course, yes.
Hey, that's my point.
I have my own investments. Yeah.
Hey, so you're not part of what I'm talking about. That's the point I'm talking about.
I am.
You're gonna be comfortable.
I'm a big boy now. Hold on, Baba. I'm from the street. You see that Akpogbo? Baba, we know what I'm. You see that Akpogbo? You know where they call Akpogbo? To where they build those buildings.
I know Akpogbo.
My family, we own all those land. Modile, I'm from Modile family, so I'm a street boy. So for you to say because I have house, I have this, I'm always on the street. You know, I can even go to.
Okay, you are from Modile, right?
Yes, I'm Modile. Yes.
Omogboni Agbagba ti gbara àdúgbò.
Àwa Nìdẹ́jọ, Onífẹ́mọ, Olùsí, Modile, àìmọ̀pá àlá di gbogbo sáàdì yẹn mú àti onítọ̀ lọ.
My bad.
So I just let me tell you something, Joy. You see, there's nothing you guys will talk about Tinubu that we Yoruba will not support him. Okay, you can say it's tribal, you can say it's bigot, you can say it's juggernaut. I don't care. I will support him, even though if Tinubu borrow the whole world and spend it on himself, I will still support him because. You too, you are doing the same thing. You are supporting Obi. This is a man that has not proven to us that he has done anything for people of Anambra now. So we all are doing the same thing.
What do you mean? No, that's a lie. That's a lie. No. See,
hold on, Jerry, hold on. Because the man himself came on global platform and said he did not do anything for people of Anambra.
Obi cannot say that. Obi cannot say that.
He said it. He said that. What did he say? I think.
Jerry, I give up on you.
No. See. I would like to see the context. You cannot say that now. Obi has talked about his stride in education. He has talked about his stride in security.
You quoted him correctly.
Well, I don't know what the context.
I will ask one man to look for that clip. He played it also some time ago.
It's okay. Yeah. I like to see context because I know how
people are the wind behind his sail. So whatever you say, just pick up on it. But left on his own devices, when they catch him in a corner, he doesn't know what they say. That's the problem.
Oh no, it's okay. It's all right. No, it's no problem. But my own thing is just this, right? Peter Obi, we know the reason why we want him there because he's done so well. And this guy. If I see someone that has the opportunity to steal and he did not steal in Nigerian political circle today, I would off my hat. The last time we saw something like that was
go to work, Joel. Come on, go to work.
No. I mean, Obi did not steal.
Mm-hmm.
There's no record of that. And the thing there is that you see, I don't engage in beer parlor talk. After Obi left, right? We had Obiano, who did not like him, right? But Obiano could not say Obi stole. If Obiano
Obiano need not tell us Obi stole. By his actions, by what we know.
Obiano did because the AFCC were after his ass. Soludo, we know Soludo is, he's a professor of shit. Look, someone, you see, I like integrity. If you say you're going to do something, when he was coming in, he said that we are looking for the Japan-Taiwan. Tell us, even if you're not doing a Japan-Taiwan, let us see effort. It is not that we have seen it in the kind of road you built. It's not, there was this Christmas tree. I didn't want to. In fact, I was so ashamed. I wanted to show it to one man, but I said, how would I do Anambra State like this? We have better billionaires in Anambra State. You need to see the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree.
Sorry, Joy. Let me say this. Let me say this. Joy,
you understand what I'm saying? So, Soludo.
Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you, Agbado.
Yeah, Baba, I do. Joy, sorry. What I want President Tinubu to do for Nigeria, the workers of Nigeria right now, and I will be so.
We lost you. Agbado, are you still there? Chi, are you still there too?
Okay, let me land, right? We know the reason why we want to be. And the reason why we want to be is because we know that particular trait of being very conservative with funds. I believe that's where our problem is in Nigeria. It's not that we don't make enough, but we do not manage our funds the right way. We do not prioritize where we need to invest in. See, we cannot stop corruption to up to 100%. But let's build a bigger economy so that even if you are stealing, until you get caught, it will not affect other people's lives. That is the point. I am not telling you that Obi will come in and he will do magic and make a corruption go to zero. No. But let's build. We have things to build on. Let's get the economy going. Then if you steal $1 billion, it won't affect the economy. If you are caught, you go to jail. But the country is moving. Can you imagine that in Minnesota, over 20 billion was stolen from an agency?
The healthcare something.
Sorry.
The healthcare agency, and it's like nothing is happening. If you steal 20 billion from the Nigerian economy, you will see it immediately. It will show. And that is the reason why.
Prince Daddy, there. Prince Daddy, are you there? Okay, continue with your discussion. Joel.
Yeah, so you understand. Let's build a bigger economy. We have the wherewithal to do it. Let's get power going. Let's get our agricultural sector going. Let companies come in.
All of that is happening. I don't know.
It's not happening at the pace.
No, all these are happening.
It's not happening at the pace. Come on now, Baba. It's not happening at the pace.
Because of insecurity. I like which way now says it's not happening at a pace. So always qualify it when you say it. Don't put it to 0 level.
See, Baba, I saw 4 days ago, right? Yeah. I saw I think it was about 2,000 tractors was donated to it's in Niger State or something. That is 3 years after. These are things that we should be seeing in the first year. And when we talk about insecurity,
no. Those tractors have been there for about I think it was from Romania or so, and they brought all their. It was like 2 years ago now. They've distributed.
This one. This one. There was this fresh one. I am telling you that there was this fresh one they did about 4 days ago.
Oh,
I read Nigeria every day, right? So this is the thing, right? Okay, we are in the period of donating rice. Do you know how much we spent in donation of rice? Where is other money coming from? You see, we have to build. We have to start looking at our citizens. Someone said that Nigerians ask for the minimum. Nigerians are not hard to lead. And I told them that's the reason why we are where we are. Because we ask for the barest minimum. So what do we get? We get served. If we had aimed higher, if you are building a road and we tell you, sir, no, you cannot build road without it being covered, then probably we'll start having something like that. Or maybe we'll still have that one, but we have a road that is passable. But for us, we just say, oh, let us get a road. Then what happens? We get potholes. And when those potholes start coming, it's over. The road is gone. We should start demanding for the maximum from our leaders. No more minimum. No more minimum. Nigerians are easy to lead. No. Start making it hard. If you make it easy for these politicians, then we are finished. Because one, many of them are not qualified to be in those positions. That's the reason why.
One of the problems you are not looking is that we have to look back and see where the rain started beating us. You understand? At a time, someone has to put up an umbrella to mitigate against the rain. And that is happening now, though we are not seeing it. But people like me, we are seeing it because there are a few things that actually matters to some of us. You understand? There is no more fuel queue. Maybe
because people are not driving.
Let me finish. I allowed you to flow. No, Prince Daddy, let me make this point, please. You understand? We know what fuel queue is like. The younger ones, the Gen Zs, may not really know where you put your car in a 2-3 kilometers long queue for 3 days with your driver day and night perpetually waiting, or you end up buying street one in the big what we call it now, those big gallons. You understand? You take it home. A lot of houses
50
got burned.
50 liter.
Yeah, 50 liter. A lot of houses got burned. Yeah,
They will ship.
Two, you understand, people like me are suckers for education because I know before, if you beg me for food, I may not give you. But once you bring your bill for education, school fees, everything in the pocket must go for you. Now there is the nail fund. And the excitement about that nail fund, because I look beyond the ordinary, we have to start teaching our children how to be responsible. When you get education on loan, you know you have to go look for a job. When you start jobbing, then you start paying back. There is a virtue in there. Then the 4 years, nobody prior to 2023, nobody for a 4 years course has spent less than 6 years in university. Quote me, since the time of the military government in the 70s, everybody minimum 6 years. Some people spent 8 years because of ASU strike. ASU has gone on strike even for 2 years before. No more of that. We should appreciate this thing. And the proud responsibility of government, apart from security and housing, is not to save money. You are not giving money to save money. You are giving money to spend discerningly, properly. Save money is not something you tick in the positive box. People are hungry, you say you are saving money. You don't save money. Use the money effectively. And so many other things this government has achieved. The agriculture you are talking in the north, do you know, even with insecurity, they are still, I will tell you of a recent one. I will not mention the retired military officer, very prominent, respectable Navy. His mango farm is still yielding, and they are exporting the mangoes to the Middle East, exporting it without Nigeria gaining anything from it. We are in a country that is divided, where the economy, yes, sir.
Baba,
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make this. I want to beg President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Omolodo, the Jagaban of the universe. Baba da, Baba everybody. Baba, please, I want you to increase the minimum wages of Nigeria, both states and
particularly that of the military.
Please, if Baba or anybody can pass this message to Baba,
that of the military is very important.
Please, at least give them minimum of 200,000, because it's not easy. But people are still managing. I want Baba to do this before Baba will leave the seat in 2031. And secondly, all these house agents, they are criminal. Baba should find something to do to them. They are very wicked. All these people that what do they call, caretaker of house, my own house, I don't give it to them anymore. They are very wicked people.
No, what do you want to do with agents?
Some of them are good. Yeah, they
will even put you in trouble.
To set a rules for them. They are the one creating all these house problem in Nigeria. All these agents. The homeowner will give them different amount. They will want to rent the place out different amount. So I think they should set a rule for them, or make one of them a scapegoat. That's two things I just want to tell about. Let's try and increase the minimum wages for Nigeria. Thank you. God bless Nigeria. God bless my president. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Agbado, you there?
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Everybody votes based on their own economic interest. And I have to confess to you guys that Tinubu has achieved more in 3 years in Ogun State than Obasanjo as a president for 8 years and Oshibajo as a VP for 8 years.
150 per minute.
Without sitting by your mic, you're on a hot mic. Without a doubt. Under Tinubu, we are now going to be an oil-producing state. Under Tinubu, we are doing gas plants everywhere in Ogun State. They have opened up Yewa. Yewa is now completely unrecognizable. It's something else now. An abandoned region of the state is now opened up to the Sokoto Highway. You have so many highways opening up in that area. Land value has opened up that space. I know David Oyedepo is happy that opens up that channel for his own mini airport and his own university as well. So, as somebody from Ogun State, we are benefiting from this administration, and I want something that to continue for us because we are very unique as a manufacturing state. So, because people say, "Oh, you have bad roads," unknown to many people, Ogun has the longest stretch of federal roads in the country. People don't know that. We have the longest stretch of federal roads in the country. So when you say it's abandoned, it's been abandoned by the federal government. There's so much this can do. But this guy came in and they're just going towards those roads. Shagamu to Ijebu, all this. They are just going.
Ota to Idiroko, Agbara to Ota Road, through Igbesa.
Exactly. And they are the gateway into Nigeria pretty much. And that's a manufacturer. So if you ask me as somebody from Ogun State, I cannot thank this man enough for what he has done, and I want it to continue for the next 4 years. So everybody should focus on their own economic interests. If you want your seaport in the middle of nowhere, that is okay for you too. But as somebody from Ogun State, I can't thank this government enough.
You are driving satisfied.
We had our own people there for 16 years. They didn't achieve anything. 16 years, Baba. 16 years.
I know. Are you telling me?
And that's why I think Baba T.
Yes, sir.
Obasanjo is so jealous of the man.
He is jealous. He is.
He's jealous of
It's too early to be causing anything.
Do you know there was an old man from Ibadan that said if people want Nigeria to be great and good, the Obasanjo must be dead before Nigeria will be okay.
No, I don't know. Maybe the OBJ thing open because it affects him directly. That road is by his own farm. At least be selfish for once. I mean, if you're going to, for once in your life, do something for yourself. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Look, BT, they don't want. If you go to Enugu today, you understand. It's unbelievable what is happening in Enugu. What Umba is doing there. Wait. Let me finish. Let me finish now. Let me finish. No. I want you to be discerning. You understand? Don't let's condemn. Enugu, fantastic. And one thing he did as a Lagos boy, where I was annoyed, was his case with that of Sujimoto, that Southwesterner, whom against the norm, let me just put it politely, against the norm, called you to Enugu State, gave you almost 2 billion to start to build model secondary school, and you chopped the money. I'm glad EFCC collected at least 2/3 of that money, because I have to commend Umba for that. And don't tell me, please, I beg you, Joel. If you don't know, but find out. Enugu is something else right now.
Umba is the best governor in the Southeast. I may be able to say that. No question. For some reason, they don't like him, but honestly, he's the best governor in that region. It's not even close.
Umba is doing well. And so, ditto for a lot of states. It's unfortunate Rivers State, for instance, the Fubara and the Wike, this thing has diminished Rivers State. And I'm not too happy about that. You understand? But a lot of things are going on. And when we talk about jobs, people just don't want jobs. I talked the other time about what BT said about the agricultural settlement. The youth don't want to go until they put DSTV so that they can watch soccer, and then put Wi-Fi so that they can busy themselves in talking, going to TikTok and this thing. What you can do with your productive life, you are just wasting. I said the other time, growing up, People just don't wait. They take pride in having something to do. Even school children. In boarding house, for instance, on outing day, rather outing weekend, rather than go straight home first, I go to where we call Quayside, when the Lagos Marina Port was still there. The middle gate is opposite where the 11th is, very close to First Bank. I buy t-shirts. I buy badges. Then we'll gum badges on our t-shirt. I buy a lot of stuff. Go home. Sunday, I go back to school. I sell. And a lot of people go to work when they have river very close by to their place of work. They set fishing hook. They go home with fishes. It's not now that you earn minimum wage, you want to go to Tantalizer. What are you going to Tantalizer to do? If you think it's your right, it's your human right, then go put value on yourself and earn more money. It is that simple. If you don't go to school, you don't have the certificate or the requisite craft to promote yourself and feed your family adequately. It is your fault. As a single girl, you open your leg for an Okada rider who has a wife in his house and 4 children and get pregnant for him, and you say you are poor. It is your fault. It is your fault. Not everything is government. Exactly. And now we blame government.
They born like pig. You see them on the road, their kids will be running. I don't know. I don't really know. Like,
Government can provide everything.
And not seeing the opportunities around you. Look at, Baba, did you listen to what the CEO of Money Point said the other day?
Yeah, 2 days ago, I listened.
So people don't, it's not about that there are opportunities, but do you have the skills to take those opportunities when they come around? That's the question. Do you have the skills, the training? That should be the focus, in my opinion. There are things you can do on your part. And I think that the government can even help you achieve.
Sorry, Baba. Yeah. Baba T, sorry. I don't know, maybe you guys have heard from these 2 guys, Rational Mind and Uncle Beno.
Rational Mind, I think it's very busy, very busy of late. But I know he follows it.
I would like to hear their opinion about Peter Obi on this new move. I want to see their stand. Then I can judge them with that. Thank you.
No, you see what is happening in the country today. Look, even the land of plenty, America, the land of freedom, I weep, I tear up when I see people sleeping on the streets, even in the rain, in snow, and I start to ask, where did they miss the boats?
Baba,
how did this happen to them?
Baba,
yeah.
My baby mama in Canada just sent me a WhatsApp message now that he will rush to fill up her gas at a car, because they say by tomorrow the gas will be selling for $2 something per liter. She's just sending message to me now as I was on this live now, that the gas I used to fill our tank was around maybe $70 or something. Now it's $120. She sent me the receipt. She bought this thing and sent me the screen. You know.
No, but I mean, they will know definitely that it's about the vagaries of the time. You understand the volatility.
Yeah, they know.
But in Nigeria, it is the government. It is as if Nigeria exists in isolation of the entire world. We are part of the world's economy.
Baba,
but shall they blame more?
Baba,
the country has been a socialist country for too long.
That's true.
What pains me most is people who don't even need they don't have car, they don't have generator. The people who don't need anything they don't have anything to do with petrol or gas or something. They will be the one shouting, I put in one. I see they don't have car.
Exactly. Exactly.
What is your own with gas? What is your own with and it is with this same Yoruba people.
Yeah, that's another point. Yeah. He doesn't have a car.
If you don't have car, you are shouting, see how much they are selling fuel.
Very strange attitude.
You that we are using cars, we are not even complaining. You that you are not using car, you are shouting, see how much they are selling fuel. What is your own with fuel? There's Kolokwe there. There is Maluwa there that you can go and enter if you want to go to anywhere. You still be complaining about fuel. I don't know. I don't know
mean,
our problem
it's so
in this country.
funny
I don't know.
that you earn 600, 800 a month. Fine, that's a lot of money, 800,000, 600,000. But you have 3, 4 cars. You have 2 drivers. Then you will come and hassle me that I don't have a driver here. I don't have house help here. Then you're on your own. Because I don't give money anyhow. You're on your own.
Baba, you are not Peter Obi. You don't give shishi.
Look, it is plain. You cut your coat according to your cloth. If it's not enough to do long sleeve, do sleeveless. If it's not enough to do sleeveless, do waistcoat. Don't do it by force. You have a driver. You are paying just 70 minimum, even below. Some people pay their driver 30,000, which is wickedness as far as I'm concerned. If you know you can afford to pay, and why wouldn't the man go and sell your tire and buy a Tukumbo tire for you? Why wouldn't you forge petrol receipt? Why wouldn't he tamper with your car so that you can send him to mechanic? So these are the kind of lifestyle we have to make. Is making the adjustment, like I already said. We have to make the adjustment because our lives have been subsidized for too long. We know even our neighbors. We know how they live.
Baba, I think I'll be thanking President Bola Ahmed for one thing that he did. Before, you'll be hearing lots of generator everywhere. There's nothing like that anymore.
No, let's just talk to ourselves the truth. Yoruba says when a family goes into a room to talk, when they come out and they are smiling, they've not told themselves the truth. But when they come there with frown face outside, that means they've told themselves some sticking truth. We have to tell ourselves the truth. Those who need help should be given the help, but not everybody. They remove subsidies, for instance. You are crying for a man who has parked 17 cars in his house. Who do you see park 17 cars in the West? If they do, the few Hollywood people who do that is for investment purposes. Most of those cars are antique cars. But a Nigerian will have 17, and why am I even talking about cars? When a Nigerian will have 3 jets, private jets, just lying fallow. Because why? He has, because of his position in society, he's not paying parking rents. Because to pay a parking rent every day for a private jet could cost you about $2,500 or $1,500 a day. But they will not pay all of that. They bring in their private jets on temporary importation basis license. And you will brag, what do you need 3 jets for? Even the richest here, they give out their jets on share basis. When they are not using it, they have their agents who can hire them out. That's the proper way to live. Then when you have it, you are not using it, it's parked there just for pride. And something happened, you're coming to blame the government. The way we live it has to be corrected at a point. That's why I'm staying with this government. If you need help, we count ourselves. We know our numbers. We aggregate it through wage structures. We know those who will need money, help for their gas bill, for their electricity bills, for health and things like that. Those people should be helped. Not just throw money at people and they put it in their pockets. Those people will be properly documented and helped. Joel talked about the thing that happened in Minnesota the other time. There is also the problem of food stamps in one other state and things like the fraud in it. And they are dealing with it because they run into billions. Because even that kind of perfect system is vulnerable to this kind of things. And you want the government just to stand like Professor Shibaju was doing and distributing money in a market corner? That has to stop. That has to stop. Let us open our mind. Yes, corruption is there. You can only reduce corruption. It is the truth. You cannot stop it entirely. Come and stop prostitution now. The oldest profession in the world. Come and stop prostitution. Then I will know you can stop corruption. But there is corruption of greed. There is corruption of need. They are two different things. Corruption of need, where you pay your driver low wages and his son is sick and he has to do something. Yes, he will dupe you. Yes, he will dupe you. You will go and sell your car because you're a wicked man. The corruption of greed, when you have everything, you still steal government money and put £2 million cash under your bed. That is corruption of greed. So they are two different things. We have to live properly and we have to live structurally. It's a country that's in a mess for a very long time. Nobody wants to handle the real problem. We don't even know how many we are. We don't even know. The one Lagos State is doing, for instance, 6,000 people enter Lagos every day. It's all guesstimate, all guesswork. You can't run a country like that. We have to count ourselves and know those who need help. We have to count ourselves. That's the first step, most important. It may look insignificant. Even that one will politicize it. The one Obasanjo tried to do last, what happened? We disagree with all the numbers because it's got to do with our revenue. Kano State will have 44 local government. And Lagos State with more revenue, more people, they give them 20 local government. For what? For politics, so that they can earn more money. So structurally, Nigeria is defect. So I yield. Sorry for that this thing. I yield for anybody to come in, please. Hello, everybody. Anybody home?
Baba, I'm with you. Baba, I'm with you. But Baba, yeah, the Lagosians, Moki Kwori, you are your legislator that seems to have ignored you people. It is well. Maybe in 2027, you people will decide that you want to elect people.
You mean the guy in Oshodi, right?
Yeah, when they collect your Lagos from you, you people should stay in Lagos, so don't come to Osun State.
Leave that thing. All those nonsense will stop next year. Forget it. Hamzat is coming in. We know the mandate we've given them.
They know now. That's why they are. Baba, to should publish it. Over intimidate to her. To should mama publish it. Share skills or something like that.
Yeah, sure. Don't worry. It's a matter of months. Lagos will be differently governed.
Lagos politics.
Vote Gbadebo Rose Vivo. A new Lagos is possible. A new Lagos is possible. Gbadebo Rose Vivo.
Asamafue. Lagos is possible. Who is reckoning with him?
I don't even think he will get 10,000 for this time around.
He will even contest.
People, they will not vote for
Duarte is contesting for ADC. Whether Aregbesola promised Vivo or not, you should forget it. It's Duarte for ADC. We know ourselves. We know ourselves. My joy, I've been telling one man, because one man has a way of provoking discourse. I know that's what he's been applying the last 2 years. Oh, it's not Hamzat. It's Sheyi Tinubu. It's this. No, the Yorubas don't vote like that.
Baba, sorry. Pastor
I said, I mean, because I know what is, I know.
You are the one.
Of course, over 2 years.
They will tear themselves apart. This fight, you are the first person that I could remember. I think this is last year that I will be joining them. You are the one that these people, they will tear this, they will like I could remember that you said so. And you said it's going to be upset. You know.
Ah,
So if
because
Papa,
we know.
if Baba was to be a pastor,
No, because even Sanwo-Olu, the much Sanwo-Olu has achieved, it is. Do you know the payroll, for instance, the Oracle payroll Lagos State is using? It's even what you knew.
Sorry,
Lagos
Baba,
State,
Prestige, we're just chatting also. If you want to come in, just come in at any point, just so long as it's not
yeah,
rowdy.
Lagos State started using Oracle before New York City. Go fact check me. It was the work of Amzat.
That's where Tinubu started having problem with Lagosians now. Some Lagosians.
Yeah, because the money no more is there is corruption, no doubt about that. But most of the revenue
Baba,
are being harvested.
Baba, everybody.
Hey, yes, sir.
Kenny,
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we invest at least
Baba
80%.
Baba Minister ṣe rí lísì ọmọ Igbo tó lọ tó represent Lagos State tó kó gbọ́ ọmọ Igbo lọ sí.
Make una no worry on yourself now.
Láti pay me o.
Make there is a date. There is a date. After January, everybody will bear their father's name. Lagos is just 3,600 square kilometers. Half of it is water.
Anything you give them, that's the way they handle it. That's the way they. I've this one. I've said it here like last 2 days that if Obi eventually get that ticket, when they give him the ticket, the problem they'll be having is he will want his own people to take every higher position, and that's where their problem is going to be starting. You go and write it down. I've said this last 2 days. This is the way they are. This is who they are. We know them now. You know, they like to dominate. So, what can you do?
It's just funny. You understand? Because the way we are living, I mean, I don't get it. No country can go like that. That's why I stick with Bola Tinubu. He is a man of courage. He's a man of courage. Every other person has kicked the can down the road. They don't want to tackle it. They don't have the guts to tackle it. Look at what is happening in the north today. When they even started this terrorism thing and started, look, I know what I had privately. Because not everything you can say on air. But now they've done it to saturation. They are sobering up. One man has some of my private text messages. He knows. They are sobering up now because after you've done all that, you will now ask yourself, who actually are the victims here? They are using their tongue now to count their teeth in the north. Because whatever happened to them is self-inflicted. Baba OBJ was quoting the other time, 20 million children out of school. Baba, please ask yourself, how many of those are in the south? Has there been any month that ended, all states don't receive their FAC allocation? Of course they do. I just mentioned a mango exporter. A mango exporter in the north. Till tomorrow, they fly out this mango to the Middle East. Nigeria doesn't earn anything out of it. Same thing they do for their gold. Most of the contract states issued out in the north, the VATs that accrues from it, they take it from source and put it in their pocket. It doesn't go to the revenue pocket of the federation. That's the nation somebody will now be lampooning and cherishing. Somebody has come to correct all that nonsense. And by force, by fire, they will succumb, they will submit. Because there are people that will be flogged into heaven. Not everybody will be given the grace to enter heaven. But there are people, God will look unto them with grace and flog them into heaven. The Omomi, kick him in the back, What are we talking here? Because of bias, because of bigotry? Yes, the Igbos can have the presidency, but you have to work for it. It's not given. That's why they say when the military come, they say they take power.
They don't want to shake hand across Niger now. They want to use.
You want to sit down and think they will just call you one day and say, "Come and lead Nigeria." Who does that?
Baba, that list, see, that list that guy posted, yeah.
He's still annoying you.
Honestly, it's annoying me because how can you come from Igbo land, you are representing Lagos State, then you have opportunity to empower some people. Every single person in that list, apart from one person, they are Igbo.
It is a hubris. The hubris we've been talking about. That hubris too. I mean, there was a nation. I think around page 27 or 30.
Kenny, is it only that one? Yes. This guy, this Labour Party guy that went to Abuja from here. That kind of guy, when they want to do this, lucky this what's it called? The highway. What's this highway called now? I think I'm still going there on Sunday.
Lagos Calabar.
This guy blocked it. He fought against it. He was spoken about it. This guy.
I imagine. See, I think all those children and those useless Yoruba boss that they think they have been, at least this should open their eyes to see that by supporting Igbo in the Southwest it doesn't make any sense. You understand?
Kenny, if you listen to some Yoruba news on the radio, you want to cry, You want to cry. If you see the way or long, if you listen to some people on Yoruba news, the way they talk about Tinubu, I feel ashamed. I swear that I feel ashamed.
Me and the father, maybe the way they talk about him,
ashamed, man.
He must go.
No,
he must go.
You know, like these are the people that don't know anything. They sound like illiterate. They sound like idiot to me. You know, they just say hey, wait, and Konimoto.
Agbado. You see, Agbado máa pé à ń gbòòrò wọn dìé lọ́wọ́ ikú. Ó lọ pé òun fẹ́ lọ́ọ̀gì tán lọ́jọ́. This was the same sentiment that led Awolowo and their likes in the palace of the Olowo to form Egbe Omo Oduduwa, which was ultimately led to Action Group. I'm saying this because I know the history well enough from what I've been told by individuals that may have, but that got at least first-hand account of how it was happened. What led them to do that was to secure the interest of these same people. Because at the end of the day, it's these young people that are being denied the opportunity. Because you think you are doing it because you want to be liberal. Ultimately, the individual that you are being liberal with is not someone that will show you the same generosity. That is the main problem. They think they are being kind. In their kindness, they are denying themselves of what is their entitlement. And that's the thing about them. It's not a matter of hate. It's not a matter of bitterness. It's not a matter of tribalism.
Yeah, just a moment. You who call yourself Mayor 6, if you come here to disrespect the ownership of the platform, I will personally make sure you don't appear in that comment section again. You hear me?
Baba, found the Debunking, the Debunking, no, about just one leg. About one leg. Only boy Patrick and Patrick Wuchi have been on fire. We want to Wabe. I've been passed out.
Baba, that guy, that mayor is always there in the comment section to abuse everybody now. That's the only thing he does. Prince Adi, you have been in and out. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, Dr. Simba, yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Is there any other person that want to talk? So that if nobody is talking, then we can shut down.
Yeah, can I come in? Can I come in?
Okay. Comparable, yes, I'm coming.
Yeah, greeting everybody. I don't know what the topic was about. I just come in to make sure.
Hold on. Comparable file. Comparable man. Hold on. I have a question for you. Before you go ahead. This is Agbado. I don't know if you still remember you still recognize my voice. I would like to know your stand about Peter Obi. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I don't even know where to start. So it's the topic about the Nigerian politics and P2B, the campaign and all that kind of things. But it seems
yes. I want to know your stand. I want to know your stand about that.
I'm gonna make my stand, but let me make this opening comment. It seems like the topic has degenerated to internal xenophobia or ethno-nationalism here. Is that what we are talking about?
No. Comparable. Hold on. I know where you are going. No, don't go there, please. Don't go there.
But that's what we are discussing because it's all about Igbo here.
Hold on. We are not trying to be bigot or like abuse Igbo people. No, don't go there, please. I'm in Lagos and it's so painful. You know, you can't be shooting people and be rubbing it in their face now. It's not good now. Don't go there, please. Just let's talk about politics, please. Because I know what you want to say now, and I'll be.
Because that's exactly what you're doing.
No, yeah, because I'm a Lagosian.
But man of Prestige, don't try and defend the indefensible. Are you trying to argue that what the honorable did is proper? Are you trying to argue that it's decent?
It's not good now.
It's not
good now.
Don't try and defend the indefensible. What that honorable did is not it's not something that should be defended by anybody.
No. Aro, are you sure he's aware of what you are discussing? Maybe he just heard the last section.
Okay.
Maybe he didn't know how your discussion originated. Is he aware of that?
I'm going to get anywhere because everybody's against me. So you're going to
No, nobody's against you. Comparable.
Speak, please speak, but don't talk about that.
Do you know what they are discussing? Hello.
I don't know what you're discussing. The only thing I know you're discussing.
No, there was one House of, is it honorable or House of Rep?
House of Rep.
In Isholo, Lagos.
Yeah.
Who is an Igbo man. So his constituency project did not discover that 95% of the beneficiary are Igbos. So that's what they are discussing.
99%, 99.99%, Dr. Simba, please.
So if you think what he's doing, so what is your own take about it? He's not talking again.
Or maybe it's network.
Okay, Simba. Like I said, greeting, so I'm going to be trying to be polite and very cordial, so we can have a reasonable conversation. But I need to go back and come in because I'm having a lot of echo. Okay, so let me go back and come in so we can have a more civil.
We can hear you now. We can hear you. Comparable file.
No, I'm getting echo. I can hear myself double. I think it's my end. Let me go back and come in.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know, I've been talking all the way through. I didn't even know I wasn't on the screen. I was saying, if the guy doesn't want to speak, just let him be. There's not, what does he have to say that we're waiting in bated breath for? But we have Prince there. If Prince is ready to speak, we hear from Prince. Otherwise, we shut it down and then we come out in the evening later. It cannot be acceptable now. When somebody comes into Lagos State from a non-indigene, he gets the opportunity to be in a position of power, and then he denies the indigenes opportunity to benefit from resources that are allocated to them. So how can anybody just, it's an unjustifiable position now. So I'm not quite sure, but can people make sure they are subscribed, by the way? We continue to chase their subscribers. Is Prince Daddy there? If Prince Daddy is not there, we take it to the back. Prince? All right. I'm going to send the, I'll send the link to the comment section. If you want to come in. We're going to shut it down now, and then we'll carry on the conversation in the background. What's it called? Prestige has left. Prince Daddy doesn't seem available at the moment, and I'm not quite sure if anybody wants to take the floor. So we can't have a vacuum, so we'll take it to the back. Thank everyone. See you later in the evening. Make sure you're subscribed, please.
Okay, one man, okay.
We just shot it in the front. We carry on at the back.
Okay, I'm still here.